Who's to stop this world from spinning? Like Superman, you were the only one to find the strength in all that I was dealing with this life, like kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass you hold.
I'm kind of glad you didn't pick up. I kind of just called to hear your voice. I miss you. I've been thinking about you.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you boys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back, boys. Welcome back to another wonderful, beautiful live stream. I am late, so we're just gonna jump in the game as soon as we can. I am so sorry. I had to upload the video, as usual, but it was just taking forever. But the processing and the checking side of YouTube, because it has to go through upload, then it has to process, and then there's an AG version that it's gotta process because YouTube encodes things anyway, and so on. Like, it doesn't matter how beautiful a video you make it, it's gonna run through its own processing anyway. So it's like, it's gonna depreciate in value no matter how good you make it look. So it has to go through that. The uploading was the crawl. Everything else was lickety split. The upload itself was on a crawl. I don't know what I did this time, but how you boys all doing? Welcome back to another stream. Hope y'all are having a wonderful, beautiful evening here, boys. LP, no me 91, my guy. Thank you so much for becoming a member, dude. Thank you, appreciate you. You are a beautiful, beautiful butterfly. Let me get the music in here, boys, and we're up and ready to play today. Let me see them groups over on the NA. Boys, How are you doing? We got us a TMK in the chat, Celtic, Pontus, we got us a Solar, Kren, the beautiful, Jordan, D Woods, Afros under 50, my man! How y'all doing? Welcome back! I love that Dal telepathically Denver was running 5 minutes later, latest stream. Legend says we're autocorrect. Yeah, you're good, my guy. You're good, my dude. Don't worry about it. What's up, Dale? Hope you're having a good one. I'm doing good, my guy. Is this the boy? Is this the man, the myth, the legend himself? I got a message from Night King is back, boys! We got ourselves the man return! Oh my god, it's been a while! You handsome bastard, you! And Bald ready to go with a 5-man group? Oh my god, we got ourselves a hell of a day today starting over in the region of NA, boys. Bald and Night King. Let's get you boys in here. We got the boy in here. Pin? Yes, beautiful. I can do that for you. There we go. Pinned it. Pinned it. If you guys want to join in, you're more than welcome to pin in the chat how you do that. Hey chat, sorry for asking really decide between Warlock, Shadowlands, or Rogue. What do you think is the main dog PvP? I say all three are good. Honestly, you got my answer, Solar. Play what you enjoy in the end. But chat, if you got recommendations, hit them with it. What if I don't say the groups? Open up LFG and we'll go over how to join groups, Jordan. I'm pretty sure Night King is gonna have some groups available to join if your alliance or horde. We got the horde group together with skills, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna be cycling people out, or you can also make your own. I'll show you how to join in after we get one up and running. You boys ready? Yo, this song is wonderful and beautiful and amazing and all the beautiful things, but you know what? I want to start with the good old jam right here, dude. That's a decent jam to start with. Switch. We got ourselves the boy returning. A little bit of a white scruffy beard there, but chill. Pills. No longer a boy, now a man. Returns to reclaim the lost glory of the... and then throw Ori? Wait, is that not Ori? BX? I thought it was Ori for a second. But then throwing boobies at him? Oh my god, T2. We got ourselves Banky with Freddy. Gonna be up first. That's gonna be iFox as well as Siffy. And Freddy gonna be getting knocked off the bridge by BRX. On Team 1, we got ourselves Team Boomies. We got BRX. Is going to actually follow up the Ori. I don't know if Ori's back to that Necrolord or not. Bar for Kane, we got skills in the back as well as Chicago on a horde troll. Oh my goodness. Chicago joining the horde right as Chill Pills return to the game. Is this the dream? Is this what's happening? Freddy going for a big shield of evidence. Hodge to BRX, trying to see if he might be able to live through the damage. Barks goes up for BRX. Necrolord shield holding on strong. Quick cycle into Freddy, bubbles out of it, and BRX leaping out of the Freddy is looking a little bit shabby health-wise. He is going to go for the whole that holy power generation, while Seraphim as well as wings are up. That's a lot of healing increase, versatility increasing the amount of healing he gets, but also the wings itself as well. But I think like 20%. BRX is still in a decent position though, as a Boomy was able to survive. The wings of Freddy could not quite hit him with that shackle, but is still able to walk up on top of him and put in pressure, playing out that Necrolord Boomy. So it's actually a lot of pressure with the damage over time. A little bit more sustained, but still those Star Surgers are going to pump and do a bit of damage. Freddy, not in a great position, going for the blind, but the Swarm finishes him off, and the Swarm jumps off after it did its job towards BRX. The damage over time did ramp up. Chill is gonna run in, destroying the cast of the channel of the Flesh Cup Shield, trying to make sure the Boomy doesn't get to build it up. Some grippy hand coming out, trying to keep the Boomy in line of sight. Gonna be BRX trying to line of sight. Gonna be another grip, but actually puts him in a better situation. But Chimples pulls him back down to the ground. BRX is gonna keep trying to get the hell out of there. Chillpills is not running the stun with the dragon. It doesn't look like it. Gonna be a trinket on Chillpills. Cyclone trying to come out, has the anti-magic shell for it. Is gonna go for an interrupt onto BRX, trying to put pressure into the Boomy. That's going to be a full-blown silence. BRX got himself barrel form as well as Fred's regen into War Stomp. Cyclone is going to come out on Chill Pills either way. Not going to go for the trinket. I believe he might have used the human racial to break out of one of the stuns. But he got this lows for BRX. That is a boomkin with a Necrolord. It looks like this man knows how to play defensively, knows how to play through straight of Necro. I mean, you stood up to a Paladin, which isn't something you really see boomkins do. Gonna be starting his own to chill pills, as he's gonna have to play it a little bit defensively, drop it down the anti-magic shell. That's gonna be also the ghoul joining the fight, ready to get sacrificed any time. I think BRX might have focused on the ghoul to deny chill pills a heal. BRX had a bit of pressure, has the incarnation rolling, and tried to see if he can get away from the Death Knight. Flesh Count is out for chill pills. BRX does not have a flesh count, but might be able to catch himself a reset. That is incarnation, so potentially might just go for the long range damage onto Chill. Chill, while he is away from the boomkin, is going to get himself death back just to give himself a meaty health buff to work with. And BRX is in stealth, incarnation to the win. Can't really do much about it. Chill pills picked up the eye to be able to stay on the Druid as best as possible. BRX doing a good job making sure he's getting those leaps to create some line of sight. Quick bash to the chill pills as BRX is still backpedaling out of there. Quick grip through the little gap that you get between the pillars and the wall of that stair. BRX with thorns, as it's going to be chill pills with full flash scout. Should be pretty tanky here. Doesn't have a wait. Looks like he does have the ramp up with cooldowns. Could potentially make something big happen here. Stun with Remorseless Winter. Gonna put pressure to BRX. Bart's gonna up. Silence to follow. BRX is in bear from Friends of Region, so at least he's able to heal with a War Stomp and a quick clone and chill pills. Can't really do much about it. Try to IBF out of the War Stomp. Is going to trinket out of the CC, but looks like BRX was able to get a full flash cup with no interrupts. How do you get one with no intro? Does he have a PvP? He's got to, okay, he's got to have a boomy talent. I think when he hits an eclipse, that he's uninterruptible, right? Because that should have been a quick interrupt on a fleshcraft. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. BRX continued to blast the chill pills. It looks like the fleshcraft shield is no more. Chill pills is taking a bit of pressure. BRX actually super healthy. How is this guy this healthy? Normally I don't see boomies doing this well in a 1v1 scenario. Chill pills summoning the ghoul just to break it immediately. Trying to walk away from the shackles. Gets a chain of ice onto BRX. So at least he stays in place. He might have even ran a PvP talent that makes it an actual route. So he's able to get away from the shackles easily. Quick grip onto BRX as Shilpa is trying to maintain themselves. BRX going for a bit of a backflip towards his own area of the arena. Bash or Shilpa sizes it out in the open. Not a lot of defensive real left unless he can AMS it. AMS comes up in the last second. Shilpa needs to get himself as much healing as possible. He's going to go for a flash cut. BRX, unless he interrupts him, which he does get that interrupt. Flash cut was able to get shadowed quite a bit before it was gone. Chill Pills is going to have a portion of his health still necrotic out. Shield doesn't hold for long. And maybe he might be able to get Spell Warden in order to keep rolling with this. Gonna be a bar skid for BRX with Thorns, and Chill Pills has to build the runic power in order to get Death Strikes off. Maybe he can build up a bunch of runic power and Lichborn himself to heal. That's always a potential. Lichborn is out. That's probably going to be Death Claws in order to try to maintain at 4% dampening. Going to be Anti-Magic Zone. BRX is just putting pressure into this Death Knight. I'm actually still surprised that the Boomy could do this much pressure. Going to be a quick roar on Chill Pills. And this is going to be a grippy hand. Chill Pills interrupting that cyclone. Wait, maybe lots of pressure. BRX is going to go for Friends of Region. Stunned out. Cannot really do much right now. No Barsk available. Might be in a really bad situation. Does he have any answer? He could go maybe counter offensive. Fleshcraft does not have an interrupt for it. So Chill Pills is going to just have to break into that shield as best they can. At least he's given an opportunity to generate resources. And Chill Pills is actually coming back with some defenses of his own. That's going to be Spell Warden procking off and versus BRX. Fully incarnate out for the Boomy. AMS the last second for Chill Pills. And BRX did get himself hit with a fear from the Necrolord. I think it was Ameni Soulbind for Chill Pills. So there was at least a little bit of CC in between. Still full incarnation Wolfie, BRX, Chill Pills, not in a top game. That's going to be IBF coming out for that stun. That's going to be interrupt on the Cyclone. BRX trying to continue to blast him with Chill Pills. The Spell Ward is the only thing that's really keeping him afloat. Bear for a backup for BRX is going to get him some Friends of Region. Trinkets out of the stun from Remorseless Winter and try to see if he can walk away from Chill. Going to get the Swarm back. Should be able to get a lot of healing over time. Chill Pills trying to put in the pressure. Is this the opportunity? Is this the moment? Quick roar by BRX. Silenced by Chill Pills, so BRX can't even re-heal for the time being. Is going to separate himself away from Chill, staying away from that silence. Going to be full cooldowns rolling for Chill. Unless he can grip BRX up top, he's not going to be able to get much value from it. So he's going to have to wait it. Interrupt available for BRX. Maybe Chill Pills should have went for line of sight play there. That is super unfortunate. Super unfortunate. BRX with Thorn. Chill Pills does have AMS back up. Death Pact available as well. Anti-Magic Shell very soon. Has Hunger and Rune Weapon for resources. Could utilize that in order to get himself lots of runic power. That could be a lot of Death Strikes. BRX getting interrupted on nature. Potential chill pills could stun him, gripping him back in, letting Remorse's Winter stack up. BRX going for Frenzy Regen before the stun happens. Barskin up as well. Is BRX playing a Barskin tanky legendary? Shackles of Addiction just standing still. A chill pill's just gonna have to take the damage. Didn't go for a death pack, which I think he might have went for death back before. The Shackles really did the thing. Grippy hand is up. Stun to BRX. Does he have a silence to follow? Anything? Gonna be a Chill Pill streaking out of that silence on the BRX. Bear form. Does he have enough more stuff? It looks like Chill Pills does end up chopping him up. And you were sending another Boomkin. And not only Andy Boomkin, it's a Boomkin. God, Ori Godo for the Kyrian burst. Bash on the Chill Pill. Silence to follow. Quick war stuff. Chill Pill is actually locked out of some of his Frosty spells. Thorns is up. Has already got the most amount of burst damage as a Kyrian. And that's going to be big burst. AMS is up for Chill Pills. Might just be able to walk away, trying to go for a slow. Ori leaping in a cat form, using the wild charge in cat form just to stay on top of Chill Pills. What an aggressive play. Ori trying to maintain the pressure. But you can see the dot damage is not the same as it was with the previous Boomkin. That Necrolord really amps up that sustain. But Ori has a burst on every minute. Look at that leap just crossing, and Chill Pills not getting knocked. It's going to get a yoink back onto Ori. Immediate interrupt on that Cyclone. Does not have the flash cut to follow up on. That's going to be Ori trying to catch up with the regroups. Most likely going to go for Cyclone or Chill Pills. There's only so much you can really do, and it's going to have to exceed that CC, as Ori is given opportunity just to cast at the Chill Pills. He got the interrupt out of him. He can just keep free casting at the guy. Unless Chill Pills has any other ways to interrupt the silence, stun, Remorse, Winter stun on top with grip. There's so many opportunities for Death Knight to deal with it. Ori utilizes a max range. Look at that. Before even Chill Pills could walk close enough to grip, Ori could just blast him from a distance. He has that 45-yard range on all his spells. Chill Pills popping IBF, not to send the stun long. Grip it to Ori with a stun to follow. Barskin up for Ori. And Chill Pills get himself full resources rolling. Stun from the Remorse Switcher following a silence. And Ori is under a lot of pressure. Quick leap doesn't quite juke Chill Pills. Has the ability to jump down the platform with Thorns to hopefully slow Chill Pills, but he has the AMS to keep himself hopefully moving. Does he have the grippy hand here? It doesn't look like he does. Big interrupt to Ori on nature. Could be really bad. Ori in the bear form. Cycle to follow. Is Ori Resto Affinity? No, Ori has to be the Guardian Affinity. He did Roar, I believe. I don't think he's used Roar so far. Cyclone on Chill Pills to follow. And Ori again got that max range to it. I think Ori's waiting until some cooldowns are up. He has Fury of Balloon. It's going to be Chill Pills trying to decide whether he wants to jump under the bridge and land inside Ori, or just keep charging at him. Quick roar by Ori, so that does confirm the Guardian Affinity. And then we are hitting that 10-minute mark, 31% dampening. This is where the healing is really going to get tested. Big Kyrian burst out of Ori. Silence on the Chill Pills. Could be really bad for the Death Knight. Trying to see if he can blast him with Star Surges. Doing a lot of damage. Fury of Balloon. Building up the resources he needs. Thorns to follow that. And Chill Pills under quite a bit of pressure. Anti-Magic Zone is down. And is going to get a grippy hit. Grip at Ori back in. He might be able to, if he can stay sticky on the Druid, he might be A-okay. It's going to be a roar, which is not going to allow the grip to keep moving. It along. Actually, I think grip can still keep gripping even if the DKCC now. I think they changed it. I think they changed it so it cannot grip stealthies, but it can keep gripping even if you succeed. Silence at Ori, pop it in a bear form, could potentially be a defensive. Didn't use it for the region while there. And Chill Pills is really dry on cooldowns. Lichborn is the only thing he has. Could pop the powered rune weapon, a hunger rune weapon, to potentially get himself more resources. Ori back in bear form is going to use Friends of Regen. Does he have an interrupt? Looks like he doesn't. Chill Pills gets a full flush cut, so it's going to give him an advantage there. Ori is going to finally be able to get a Eclipse rolling. So that's going to empower some of his astral damage, which is going to be the Fury of Balloon, Star Surges, and potentially any of those stars falling from the damage over time dots. Bastard Chill Pills has himself the full Celestial Alignment, Big Kyrian burst. Chill Pills under a ton of pressure. Fear onto Ori, but does go down. This is an unhealable amount of birds that Ori gets set up every minute, but every 3 minutes, it's extra beefy, extra juicy. He has double the empowerments, so it's going to be double the damage, double dipping for that Star Surge burst. Together with a Kyrian Lego, exceptionally strong. Ori tried to get not juked by Bakey. He's going to be able to juke a kick out of him. And Ori is going to have to find a way to deal with a Feral Druid. I don't think this is an easy matchup. You actually turned around a matchup where Boomies normally wouldn't win against a melee in most cases for duels. But now you have a Feral Druid fighting a Boomkin, which is where a Boomy normally loses. But I wonder how well this will work out for him. It is Ori. This man is a beast. He is a champion of the dueling arena. Gonna be big convoke by Bakey. Does he enter right here? Maim it to Ori. Ori with a roar. Barskin is up. Try to see if he can survive this damage. Gonna be Ori with a bash trinket out of the barrel. It's gonna be interrupted on the cyclone. Oh my goodness, I think it's over. Unless you had a friends and regen emergency healing. There's only so much you could do. And Skills is gonna be up next. Is he using Jathus or is that like a PvP version of that sword? I'm not quite sure. But it is going to be Bakey. Just get a couple dots onto Skills. Not really wants to play into the honor duel. He's actually just playing off the bat. While Skills is given the Feral Druid opportunity to re-stealth and get an honor duel. Even gave him an honorable bow. You can only try for an honor duel. Doesn't mean that the enemy will accept it. As I think Bakey is out here collecting scalps. Maybe collecting them horde ears. For Battle for Azeroth. Oh, Wrath of... Well, actually, it was... No, Battle for Azeroth. It was like WoD quest. Knocked down by Skills onto Bakey. Playing out that Night Fit. Looking for the big bird. It's going to be a Barskin. Oh, with Thorns as well. It's going to make it hard for Skills to make some damage in there. He does have an opportunity. Actually, I was going to say an opportunity to maybe use his Rage for Ignore Pain and leap towards Bakey. But instead, he's actually going to go for a full reset. Try to get himself some food. Skills just used all his cooldowns. No more parry, no more rallying cry. Super unfortunate. Try to get a slow into Bakey, but Bakey got him in a full stun. Trinket out of Skills with the fear to follow up a stun. Skills at this point has not a lot left. And that's super unfortunate. I think the dots are just going to do him in. He's going to get himself Ignore Pain. But, and he's trying to live. Like, he's kind of sort of living. The dampening is pretty high. But I guess he's regenerating. Or maybe Bakey doesn't have the biggest dots. And that's going to be him down for the count. Chicago going to be up next. Playing out that Horde this time instead of the good old Draenei. I'm not fully geared, by the way, for 243 item PvP item level. Oh, yeah, Chill Pills. I guess that would do the trick. But also, you go up against Ori. And I believe the Boomy before him. I think both of them were Gladiator Druids. Gladiator Boomkins. And Ori is not a newbie to any of these duels. Ori in fact pumps. So honestly, it's like you going in unprepared, but also you going in against like the alpha lion dan dude. You're not going into like the starting lion dan. You're not fighting the cubs. You're not fighting like the, you're not fighting the lower on the food chain. You're literally going against the king of the spec in the duels, right? So it's quite a lot to jump into, to be honest. That's fair. Gonna be big about Chicago is not setting the name long at all. Gonna get the interrupt from Bakey. Is playing out that Necrolord Shaman. So hopefully they'll be able to get some pressure in onto Bakey. Big ascent is coming out. Bakey, tuck a tail and run. Quick roll on Chicago. Chicago toss it out. The Primordial Blast, which is going to put a Flame Shock as well as allow the next lightning bolt for Chicago to do double zaps into Bakey. And Chicago cannot really reconnect though with Ascendant's Wolves are going to be waiting for Bakey around the corner. It's going to be a quick maim, and that's going to be a Cyclone, but Bakey looking to prolong this game a little bit longer. Cyclone and Chicago, I think, looking for a full-blown reset. This is going to be interesting. It's good to be back. It's good to see you back, Chill Pills. It's good back to see you, Chill Pills. Yo, my man, you just got to wait for that right matchup, you know what I mean? You know how these duels go, dude. What's your warrior class of week when it wants so sad to play warrior? Yo, Looney, don't say that. Have you seen Necrolord Warrior? We've had a couple of videos on the channel of the Necrolord Warriors, literally survival gods. Actually, yesterday we saw a Kyrian Warrior 1v5. This man was a monster. I cannot wait to put that video out. I think you will enjoy it. Arms Warriors, yes, they don't have a lot of healing, but if you can finish the game before the enemy finishes Zoom, you can make some work happen. They are the big glass cannon. Except they're a little tanky. There's no healing, so the duel can be pretty rough. Gonna be Chicago. Try to see if we can deal with Bacon. Fleshcap Shield. Looks like it's pulsating. I think that's what's going on, right? Is that what it is? What is causing it to pulsate? Bacon actually taking a big damage. What hit him so hard? What just hit Bakey? Chicago tried to see if he can catch up to the Druid. No Frost Shock's gonna stop this man. That's gonna be a quick stun opener and the trinket for Chicago. Interrupted and Kamoke Bakey. Just spaz it. So he makes Thunder Bacon. Trinket's not even maim on Chicago. Does Bakey survive this? They have no health whatsoever. Do they catch a reset? The mobility for the Druid though is really strong. Chicago needs to find a way to catch up to them. Flame Shock, anything. It looks like Bakey is gonna be able to catch a full reset. Looking for them regrowths. I don't think this guy is Resto Affinity though. Trying to heal at 72% dampening. You're not getting any healing out of it. Chicago's like, get back here. But in fact, Chicago's actually healing. It looks like the Druid healing is... What affinity are you? Are you Guardian? Maim onto Chicago, no convoke. Bacon taking damage from those raptors. He knows he can't stay in there. This raptor's actually maybe too much. The healing dampening is not high, it's too high. Trying to go for frenzy reach on, it's doing nothing. It looks like Chicago walking next to him. The raptor's doing the trick. It looks like Sippy is gonna be up next. The Necrolord Feral gonna be a bit more survivable than the last one. But Chicago is already laying into it, breaking through the flesh god. That's gonna be quick maim by Sippy, but big damage out of Chicago. What is he doing to this Druid? Sunder missing by air. The zap comes in, trying to flesh god, but the dampening is so high. Flesh god shield can't build up fast enough against the bleeds. Both Arcane and iFox are gonna have a proper 1v1 at highest dampening ever. iFox getting a Hunter's Mark onto Buff Arcane, hitting him with that Arcane Orb, getting him out of stealth. I was gonna say Frozen Orb for some reason. Manic Better just early for iFox, just trying to maintain his health. Buff Arcane chilling with a Flate Shot. Actually gonna go for Arcane Blast onto the pet. Trying to avoid iFox, trying not to take those kill shots to the face. Buff Arcane is gonna have to trick it out of this Nova onto the pet. Trying to get away from the Hunter. Gonna go for a quick miss. Polymer to follow. iFox is going in there, tricking as her Cannon Sphere trying to get set up. Trying to hard put to it. Knocked back by Buff Arcane. Big Arcane Blast to follow. Barrage after. Looking to end this duel. iFox might have to go for a Turtle Shell. And Buff Arcane taking him out. The Burst versus Burst. The Arcane mode was snap on the draw. That was absolutely enjoyable to watch, by the way. Look at the healing that the death they can do. And this is Frost DK. They can't really heal. Dude, I love a game where everybody gets a chance to play. That is my ultimate favorite games. Alrighty, boys. Let's get another group up and running in here. Let's get Bald and Night King of the Silver group, yeah? Alrighty, boys. If you guys want to know how to join in the 5v5 1v1 groups, let me go over exactly how you do it. With Necro, you can play second talent win and heal to full with shield maintains. That's true. You can play you can actually do that, yeah. Arthur's right. Second wind, you go for Fleshcraft. As long as your health doesn't take damage for like 6-5 seconds, then you can get yourself like a full heal. Like it'll just heal back up to full, because a flesh cap will give you that absorb. You take damage into the shield but not in your health bar. Look for one more skills, looking for one, boys. So this is how you join the groups, boys, for 5v5 1v1 duels. Ready? Go to player versus player, premier group, custom PvP, find a group, top number 5 in the search, enter, and you'll find a 5v5 1v1 group in the custom PvP, which I think skills put it there, right? 5 out of 5 ready, yep. If you guys want to make your own, if you don't see one that's up, you can always make your own and have boys join in. We usually get a couple groups rolling at once so we can rotate who's going to play who. But also, whenever Night King is looking for one more, Alliance, look it out. Alliance, look out if you guys want to join in. Player versus player, premier group, top number 5 in the custom search. Night King is looking for one more on Alliance. Easily, dude. Easily join in right now. You have an opportunity. Whenever they're looking for boys, you gotta be there. As soon as the duel ends, just open up LFG, top number 5, hit refresh, and see if a group is available. If you don't see one, you can always make one yourself. This is a community ran thing. Custom, start a group, call it something like 5v5 1v1 duels. Number 5 has to be in there, right? The number 5 has to be in there, so then people look for your group to type in number 5, enter, and that's it. They'll find a 5v5 1v1 duels Dalaran group. You can advertise that this group is up in the chat. Advertise that you have it available. What's up, Felipe? How you doing, my man? I just saw your chat. I just saw your message. How you doing, my guy? What's up? Evening all, yo. I'm doing good, man. How about you? Hope you're doing well, my guy. But yeah, that's how you do it. All right, let's get another group up in here. One left again. Yo, could somebody join on alliance with Night King with the boy real quickly? Real quickly. Yo, Chicago's like, yo, I want a Horde. Actually, Chicago, let me know what's it like playing Horde, by the way. Let me know how your experience on Horde is. Like after you play for a bit. Tell me if you like that more than Alliance, like in terms of pugging and in terms of doing stuff. And let me know if you like it. Love the duels. Hey, what's up, Juan? How you doing, man? Come on for advice. No problem, boys. Kieran Warrior. Kieran is really, really good. I need to switch Necrolord because of the shield. If you want to wait to switch, wait until 915 because you'll be able to easily swap back and forth between covenants. If you want to do it right now, like you'll have to commit, get some renown, and then it'll be a 2-week period before you can switch back to your covenant. But yeah. So we're trying to get +1 for Night King on Alliance. We got one group on Alliance, one group on Horde. We get to get some duels up and running here, boys. Some duels up and running. Perfect. I'm pretty sure it's Seawork. No, I think so, yeah. I think it's the boy. I think it's the guy. Not in rival gear. What is item level for the rival gear, actually? What is the item level for rival gear? Any of you guys are rival geared? I actually want to see. Let me go to the PvP vendors real quickly. I want to see what the item level is for rival gear. Well, for pugging, it's way more active or pretty chill compared to Alliance. It's barely any variety with groups, really. Yeah, dude, they gotta do something to buff Alliance, man. They gotta buff Alliance presentation somehow. I mean, some players talked about, like, what if for certain things like LFG, they found a way to, for Alliance and Horde to play together. Like for things like PvE, like Mythic Pluses. You know, I'm not against that, really. I'm actually not against it, but honestly, I kind of like this faction stuff that we got going on, right? Also, ironically enough, Horde players seem more friendly than Alliance, really. I think it's maybe the high end, right? When it comes to M+, when it comes to like group content or whatever. Go out for advice again, man? No problem, my dude. 239 for rival? Is that what it scales up to? Let me look. One of these guys has to have rival gear, right? This guy, not a lot of health. Not a lot of health. Not a lot of health. 10k as of level 49. How are you so tiny? What about you? Oh, 46. Wait, this guy might have some gear. Combatant. Combatant. So this is 239 upscaled in PvP. So it's like 240 something in rival, that right? And then like 250 up. Am I wrong on that? Dude, one of these guys is gonna be rival geared, right? Rival? Combatant. Dude, this guy has a pretty item with health for combatant item level. That's not bad at all. 239 item level. One of these guys gotta be rival, right? Probably not this guy. This guy? 44? Maybe? Combatant. Lots of combatants out here. Where's that rival, though? Not rival. That health bar wouldn't be enough. Boys, we still need one more over for a Night King, and we're good to go, boys. +1, and we are done. I don't remember this warlock. I checked him or not. Mythic, mythic, mythic. Oh, that new player? Let's go, dude. Rival? Anybody? Rival? Wait, this warlock maybe. Because usually PvPers like to hang out by the vendor. Combatant. That's a lot of health for combatant. What the hell? What about you? Maybe? Mythic? No, he's not PvP. What about the Demon Hunter? I'll just take you guys' word for it then. I'll just take you guys' word for it. We need one more for your boy Night King, and we're good to go, boys. What covenant is good news for Survival Hunter? Should I choose? For Survival Hunter? For PvP? Or are you talking about in general? I think you should go and try playing... I want to say Kyrian is not bad. I think Venthyr for PvP is really, really good. But if you want to play Survival for both PvE and PvP, I think starting off with Kyrian isn't a bad idea. Plus, Kyrian for PvP is not bad either. Because you can go for harpoons, you can go for grenades from line of sight. You can do some really cheesy things. So I'd say do that. I would for PvP. If you're just strictly PvPing, Venthyr. Or Necrolord. I like Necrolord for the tankiness with the flesh scaff. But Venthyr I think is really, really good. It's just freebie damage. You get the flate shot in, you get in grenade throws, you get in surplus things, kill shot from a distance. It's just an extra ability for you to use from range. DK has a couple of great comps. Well, DK, Windwalker, DK, Demon Hunter DK, Warrior DK, Warlock DK, Boomy DK. That's actually quite a good amount of classes you can play with. What about Rogue? What about Rogue Death Knight? Like, can't you play Smoke Bomb Cleave? Wasn't that a thing? Yo, boys, we're still looking for one more over for Night King. If you guys want to join him on Alliance, Leverage Player Custom Group, find a group top number 5, enter, and you're good to go, boys. Join over the Alliance. Just need a +1, and we are good to go. As soon as we get one, dude, we're in. We're in. Because I want to see my boy. Smoke Bomb isn't really ideal, especially for the Rogue. You're probably right. I know that there's a build that you can play as a Assassination Rogue though, with Flagellation, and you'll play Deathly Shadows Legendary, where basically you go for a Kidney Shot, you go Flagellation, Vanish, Envenom, Mark for Death, Envenom in a Smoke Bomb, and that can do a lot of damage. really quickly. So as a DK, if you can get a couple of blitz during that situation, like you could just get a short cross CC or just stun somebody in a smoke bomb, and that's it. You got burst. It's actually kind of nuts. Kidney, smoke, flag, vanish, and venom after death of venom. While the DK goes in for obliterate, frost strike, obliterate, and that'll be a big chopper. Like you could use it on the healer most likely, but it does a lot of damage, like a ton of damage. So I wonder if that could work. But because there's apparently a build that a guy I know is playing Feral, Assassin, Prot Pally. Like, he played him with a Prot, so like it's a little weird already. But I mean, none of that like takes it PvP, but still literally a holy paladin, but more tanky and with a better utility essentially, which is kind of nuts. But you prefer to play just a big convoke with a rogue going for the deathly shadow, just big one-shotty. That's all they were doing. But if I was running Jesus with it being upgraded by a lot, oh, does it actually work well in PvP? Like, does the damage actually add up? I'm pretty sure like the weapon upscaling for PvP gear ends up being better unless you can get like literally the Kel'Thuzad Jathus. What are the stats on that thing, by the way, on Jathus? On like full mythic. It is gonna be not rogue. Let's go for like warrior, right? Warrior, Jathus, crit haste. So it's not ideal for PvP, but if you have giga versatility, I imagine that'll be really good. It does. I kind of want to see what the damage is like once it procs on somebody. I wonder how much it will bleed it does. Because remember Gatiku. Remember Gatiku? The Gatiku, the sword from King's Rest, BFA, and that every two-hander class was running. That thing just did so much extra damage it wasn't even funny. It's actually insane. Actually legit insane. It randomly hits a 4K. That's actually huge. Wait, what the hell? So doesn't it have like a random hit and a bleed afterwards? Because if you can get this random hits for 4K, that's a lot. That's a really good hit. If it procs often enough, I wonder for Fury Warrior could that make it a thing. Again, I don't want it to become a thing where you have to PvE to be the best at PvP. I really dislike that in Battle for Azeroth, but yeah. I'm gonna show you mine. If you have details from like an arena, and you can show me how much damage you did if it procced, I think I'll be able to see it. Or if you just link me your weapon, I'm pretty sure it says like exact, or like just not link it, but actually link it might work. If you just link your weapon, it might be able to see it. Cut of Death didn't have a PvP crit modifier, so it quit for PvE values. Now that is dumb. That is super dumb. I don't like that. I don't like that. Literally PvE damage is wild, dude. That's actually insane. Yeah, I think they brought back the PvP modifier. Like, it's not as bad as it was back in BFA. In BFA, it was like 150% instead of 200. I think right now it's like 180. That's mine, Prison Blade. Yeah, wow. When attacking an enemy, Jason has a chance to guide your blade towards the weak spot, dealing 3,400 additional physical damage and granted 400 strength for 3 seconds. Imagine this just proccing as you're bursting. That's 400 strength. Do you know how many flasks that is? Do you know how many flasks it is? Bro. Like a flask gives you 70 primary stat in like a raid. You get like it's better than an Anya Trinket, just really RNG. So if this thing procs during your biggest burst when you're Warbreaker, going for the big executes Mortal Strikes, that is actually insane. That is actually insane. Oh my god. And Jathus, Harsh Tutelage. It actually did hit a guy for 3k for you. Yeah, if that procs and you go for an Ancient Aftershock with a full burst, I imagine that would be insane. That's always like 2 badges, dude. That is wild. That is actually insane. Although I'm glad that it's not the meta. I'm glad that people aren't like, yo, need a warrior, have Jathus please, fully upgraded. I'm glad that's not the meta. You know what I mean? Like it could be, but it's not. Yo, we need one more with a boy Night King. One more for Team Alliance. We're good to go, boys. Do we have any alliance that want to join Night King in this crusade of glory? Player versus player, premium group, custom PvP. If you guys want to join the group, top number 5 in the chat. Search, enter, and you're good to go. You're good to go. Chill pills. Hey, yo, if only Chicago was still Alliance, right? If only Chicago was still an Alliance card, that'd be the one to fill in the spot. But you see the +1. Zurich is playing Horde. Chicago not playing Horde. Night King, have you thought of maybe going Horde? I feel like it might be a little bit easy to get 2 Horde teams up and running. I do like seeing Alliance boys in here, dudes. I do like seeing Alliance boys in here. You know what? Maybe I will gear up an alliance character, a rogue myself. Maybe I will, dude. Maybe I will, because I do have a cool tier in rogue, and I'll probably be able to gear him up pretty quickly when 915 drops and see how the gear in 915 is. I think that'd be kind of fun. Seavark, are you in there? Seavark is in there. I think Seavark is on the horde side. I think she would be with you, Skills. Unless he's not in a group. Unless he's not in a group and maybe he's trying to join Night King. That'd be... Because I know Seavark has an alliance on a horde mage that he tries out different builds with. Like Vente, Kyrian, Dakar Lord, all that stuff. Which is probably a good reason to have multiple rogues or multiple of the same character. You're just gearing both of those characters, dude. Horde? Fair enough. Fair enough. I like it. I like that. Stick with the faction. I'm perfectly cool with that. We just hit a +1 on the alliance, boys. +1, you could have some duels. Because we had a really good first duel. I want to get another one rolling, dude. I want to get another one up and running. Just in a +1. Chill pills. Does anybody in your group know anybody that's interested? Just in a +1 in there, dude. Just need +1. Unless we just go 4 versus 5. Unless we just queue 4 versus 5. And we'll probably pick somebody on over on the alliance at some point. Human master race. Yo, humans were... You know what? They still look really good. I'm glad they got a lot of customizations for Shadowlands. Like the most boring race in the game. But it's solid, dude. You know what I mean? I remember when everybody were human back in like WoD and MoP. There's a lot. It felt like there was a lot more alliance, especially for WoD PvP. As much as I didn't really like WoD that much, PvP, like everybody were alliance. It was insane. You had the human racial as the trinket, so you could run double DPS trinket, a proc and an on use, and that was just so strong back then, dude. It was actually so much better than playing Horde. Like as Horde, you could play it, but like when you play in your rogue and you're bursting. Like, having a proc trinket and on-use trinket going off at the same time and you're using UCDs, yo, you were one-shotting people. Actually just going through a full stun lock rotation and things were dying. If you were Horde, you needed to run the CC breaker trinket on your character. And the damage difference between running just one proc or one on-use versus double, it was noticeable. It was actually kind of criminal when you think about it. I thought it was really, really criminal. I think what they could have done maybe at the time is maybe they should have just nerfed one of the trinkets. Mikey, I'm playing a Feral Dal in Chill Pills group. Let's go, dude. Do we have 5 men in there? Do we have a 5 Chill Pills? Or are we still 4 out of 5, my guy? Are we still 4 out of 5? Because if we got all 5, dude, we're good to go. We're good to go. We need a +1. And we're all good. Paul, do you still have 5 men? As long as you still have all 5, I'll be happy. Chill Pills, let me know as soon as you have 5, my guy, alright? We use it +1. But I'm excited actually with 915. I'm hoping to do some more updates, dudes. I'm hoping to announce it really, really soon. Like, hey guys, 2 weeks before 915 comes out. Or you know what? Just hit us with a, hey, 1 week. I think I have one coming. Awesome, awesome. I hope they announce 915 very, very soon because they got a lot of cool stuff coming out, dude. Swapping his tune, sound good. Hey, what do you think? Which player for keys nowadays? Arms of Fury. Which spec for Mythic Pluses? Technically, both of them are not bad, but I know that Arms Warrior has become a lot more popular recently. Like, Warriors as a DPS in general, they're not rogues, they're not monks, they're not demon hunters or boomkins or mages for Mythic Plus, not even hunters. They're not bad at all. They're not bad at all. But they're not, like, when you're pugging, not the most popular first pick class, but in terms of like maximizing your output, in terms of he's just a cooler warrior. Yo, death that even too. Yeah, you can play on Holy. Frost, I agree with you in terms of cool, but I think they also have the same thing of pugs. But like, oh, a Death Knight. I feel like I've had some hard time getting into keys before as a DK, but there are a lot of enjoyable, and hopefully with 915 updates that they're doing, I'm really excited for potentially a big PvE build of Frost Scythe. I'm hoping the numbers add up. I'm just hoping Frost Scythe numbers add up because Avalanche is cool and all, but it's kind of boring, you know? It's cool. It's just a little bit of damage though, and that's really it. And I guess you'll play with the Howling Blast Lego, which isn't bad at all, but I don't know. I kind of like Frost Scythe. Yo, we got the Minimalist Monk, my man. We got a hashtag Minimalist Monk in chat, showing appreciation for becoming a member for 10 months in a row, my man. Frost Scythe? Yo, I kind of miss it. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss it. I know it's like whatever, but I haven't played with it in so long, and if Frost Scythe can work out for a two-hand PvE Frost DK build, then I'll be happy. Also, there's a cool interaction between Frost Scythe and the Shackle Unworthy curing ability for PvE. This is not a PvP thing, but when you throw down Shackle, any enemy that you hit that has a Shackle will replicate that effect to another. Frost Scythe hits everything in front of you, and it's an ability that spends runic power, so it spreads guaranteed. So you hit one guy with it, Scythe, you have two of them. Scythe, it jumps to two more, four of them. Scythe, everybody has it. Scythe, even more people have it. And it also has a bit of a feedback loop where basically you can, like, if you hit it at 2 seconds, it replicates a 5-second version, so you can basically constantly keep it on enemies, which could be really, really interesting. I could have a lot of fun with it. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be interesting for sure. Anyway, boys, we got another duel up and running for the day. I really hope I saved that one, by the way, for NA. I really hope I saved that one. I'd be really, really sad if I didn't. Alrighty, the Twitch. We got ourselves Chill Pills charging in off the bat. Chicago greeting him with a bow, but Chill Pills already getting super aggressive. Chicago taking a bit of damage, gonna get the elemental raptors in there. Silence onto the shaman. He's gonna wall this quick. Sunder onto Chill Pills to peel themselves for a second. Wall getting used, trying to go for as much Maelstrom healing. The mana is already at about half mana. Stun onto Chicago. Chill Pills haven't popped a single defensive, just rotating aggressive damage onto Chicago. Is gonna go for not even an interrupt. I think he tried to see if he could juke Chicago. Wait, did you Lichborn? So you don't get hexed? Was that a thing? Break? Can Lichborn break incapacity? Wait, you can't hex an undead. Lichborn makes you undead. This is actually huge. Chicago getting a full flesh scout. Chupas couldn't really do much about it unless he had a silence on Chicago or a stone for that hex. There's only so much you can do. Chicago's given an opportunity to at least catch up on health. Beating up Chilpas and actually doing loads of damage out of nowhere. Chilpas gripping one of the raptors in just to get some death strikes off that thing. Trying to go for as much self-kill as possible. That is going to be death striking for the physical damage, as well as spell warden for the magic damage, which Chicago comes with quite a lot of. Sunder onto Chilpas, massive damage for Chicago out of nowhere. Chilpas just took a brunt of it. I don't even know what hit him so hard. Trying to see if he can get those big chopper obliterates into Chicago. Quick silence onto the enhancement shaman. Chicago without a wall for a little bit is going to get the earth elemental rolling. That's potentially Ghost Wolves available very, very soon. Has the Wolves back up. He is definitely playing the shorter Wolves Legendary, which is allowing him quite a bit of extra damage. These Storm Strikes are going to hit really hard. AMS for Chilpas as he does sacrifice the Undead Pet. That's going to be AMS down. He has the Earth Elemental. He has the Wolves chasing after him. Flame Shock rolling. So Chilpas under quite a bit of pressure right now. Chicago looking just to walk up in there and end the duel. Just needs a little bit more Maelstrom. Just needs a little bit more Maelstrom generation just to get more pets. Chilpas going for a Flesh Scout. I think he actually canceled it so he doesn't get interrupted on Shadow. That's going to be Quick Fear AoE onto Chicago. It's going to fear the Earth Elemental as well as the Shaman. And Chilpas seeing Chicago back up out of there is gonna go walking in the other direction. Chain of Ice onto the Shaman, trying to slow him down as best as he can. Wilding Ghost with the Shaman cannot have the movement speed reduced below 100. Gonna be a silence of Chicago. Silence onto the Shaman as they pop a wall. Chill Pills with big cooldowns available. Try to see if he can live this. Death Pact in order to give him just a little more survivability. But Chicago with a wall as well as a couple of healing surges with full Maelstrom is just lively. Chill Pills under quite a lot of pressure. AMS needs to be used immediately. No health anymore. That's going to be a physical attack. Tagging the guy. Taking him out of the park. That's super unfortunate. That is a pretty rough matchup because you're looking at a class with a ton of survivability. Like incredible amount of survivability. Demon Berry is going to be up next to Chicago. Hits him with a stun. And it's going to hit him with the shackles after. Demon Hunter charging in. Quick Imprison onto Chicago. Stunned by the Shaman. Dropping the totem ahead of time. Which actually is going to disrupt the opener by the Demon Hunter. As the DH does go in with a Blade Rush, but looks like they're taking quite a bit of damage from Chicago. Ivan coming out, getting interrupted by the Shaman, as the Shaman just walking away from the DH. Going to be a lot of healing by Demon Bears. Right now it has a Metamorphosis available as well, at least from the Ivan. Stun onto that Hex if he has an interrupt for that Hex. There's going to be a good spot. Darkness up for a second. There's going to be a Metamorphosis, but still get a hit with the Hex. Trinkets out of it. That's going to be Chicago catching up with a lot of heals. As long as if Chicago can get a kick out of Demon Berries, you're going to be able to go for full flesh count, but they don't even need it. No dampening just yet, so it's going to be lots of survivability for the Shaman. Demon Barrier is trying to see if he can cut down the Ghost Wolves. And Chicago catching up on a lot of CDs in the back, letting Demon Barrier just take a bunch of damage. They are playing with CBZU on that team, so the Warlock Hellstones are provided by your Warlock, by your local friendly Warlock. And it looks like it's going to be Demon Barrier's. While they have Metamorphosis, you have extra healing unless they're not running the Leech talent. You have a lot of survivability. Did not even want to walk up to Chicago and just carve health off him. Stun onto the Shaman, and Demon Barrier is just trying to see if he can get the hell out of there. Just trying to maintain the resource as best as they can. Chicago got a lot of range damage onto Demon Barriers. The Demon Hunter trying to avoid Chicago as best as possible. Stun Totem coming down is going to be a Sunder right before the Stun Totem goes off. Chicago getting some freebie damage. Stunned by the Demon Hunter. Chicago not sitting that fractured too long. Demon Barriers with no health whatsoever. Quick zap by Chicago. And so far, the enhanced Shaman domination is brutal. And that's going to be CB's up next. Demonic Gateway activated. If you guys picked up all your health stones, make sure you have them. Make sure you CB's use. If you need to drop the lock stones right now, that would be the perfect time before the duel really begins. Chicago walking up to CB's use. This is gonna go for a bit of a bow. Even though Chicago is towering over this little gnome on their Nether Drake Mound, they're still willing to give him that, you know, honorable duel. I do really much appreciate the honorable duels here. Every time that happens, when the two competitors, no matter how things go, are given that honorable duel. Taken out of Chicago as they're walking out of the way from the Fair Lord. It looks like they're just walking away from all these demons. Going to be a triad, perceptive fear for CB's use. But Chicago, did they drop down to Tremor? I don't think they did. Is it going to be a full obelisk available? Fast cast for CB's use. It's going to wait to Chicago just to walk at him. It's going to be resummoned of fresh new pet. Sunder by Chicago trying to go for a stunner to, I think, the pets on CB's use. Tyrant trying to come out for the Warlock, but looks like Chicago is going to create some line of sight. CBU's actually just trying to maintain their pets as best as possible. I think that's Chicago's strategy, is to actually just attack the pet whenever they can. Interrupt CBU's and try to see if they can walk up to the Warlock, but if they can't hit him, they're just going to turn attention onto the pet. Just run the pet behind the pillar and do as much damage as they can. CBZ is going for the fear onto Chicago. Looks like the pet is attacking Kevin Slime. That's actually super unfortunate. CBZ is able to get a lot of imps while his main pet isn't breaking the fear onto Chicago. So at least there's that. There is also Fleshcraft for Chicago. CBZ is getting interrupted on Shadow. Going to be the Dark Pact in order to give himself quite a meaty shield to work with. Into a fear onto Chicago. Drain life. Chicago is going to Sunder out of it. That was a Tremor used for that fear, so he basically prepped it. Mortal Coil by the Warlock with a full Tyrant available. That's a full burst up and running. Double stun on Chicago. Maybe lots of damage. Demon Bolt is going to be used, or Decimate Bolt rather. Demon Bolt's flying. That's 100% crit. Chicago has plenty of maelstrom, plenty of mana to try to make this damage a little bit softer. That's going to be no wall as the Tyrant is just wailing on him. CBZ is trying to go for yet another fear. Ghostwolves are joining the fight. CBZ used to get some pets of his own hand. Go Dance is coming out, trying to get himself as much self-killing as possible. Battle Master Trick, and I think with the Warlock House on use. His main pet goes down, walling this off. Does he have a flesh cap? The Raptors just bite in and taking him out. The pressure that Chicago puts in is just out of this world. He's just rotating Ghostos, letting them do a lot of the work. Normally Ghostos just don't do that much damage, but Chicago just trusting them. Trusting the elements. Silence on the Chicago as the Chimeric Poison comes out. It is going to follow up a DR in damage, or reduction in damage, as well as in healing for Chicago as well. iFox just trying to get as much range damage as he can. Played survival, not walking on melee. Chicago's actually going to pull the pet back and try to do some damage to the pet if they can. Taking down that Rapture rather quickly. And iFox is out there by himself without a pet, but can always go for a camo. Quick feign death, quick camo. And that's going to be a freezing trap where the Earth Elemental eats it. iFox is at least able to get out of there. Normally a hunter is better with a pet, but when the pet is gone, at least there's nothing that could take you out of the stealth, take you out of camo, because if Chicago puts a flame shock on the pet, you try to go for camo, you get put out. You either got to play together with your pet or separately. Chicago focusing on the pet and iFox pulling it back as soon as he can. Chicago literally going for chain lightning, just letting the cleave hit both iFox and the pet, which isn't really an ability that shamans usually use. At least not as an enhancement rather. But Chicago's literally PvEing down iFox. literally PvE. Look at them just swap into the pet, letting Ghost Wolves attack the main pet as the Chimeric Poison joins the fight. The Raptors are focused on the primary pet. iFox is actually having to babysit his own pet, putting that thing on passive, not letting it attack Chicago, because the pet with the utility that comes in with a stun, as well as Master's Call, as well as Pet Sack, is just way too good. Needs to keep it alive. Chicago taking quite a lot of damage though. Harpoon out of iFox, sundered by Chicago. Do they have a stun totem to follow? They do not, but they are going to get themselves, I believe, a healing totem? A grounding totem too. I think they were trying to see if they might be able to ground potentially a freezing trap. Chicago is at full health though, 9 minutes into the duel, 25% dampening. iFox, feeling the pressure, hasn't had to put defensives up yet, but so far he's been trying really hard to kite Chicago, been trying to babysit his pet. He's basically having to watch out for the two, not only for his pet, but also for Chicago. Literally putting the pet on passive so that Chicago just doesn't have a free target attacking. He's missing out damage from the pet, but at least he's keeping it alive. So for the utility, that pet is doing okay. Going to be a full burst out of iFox. Finally, the pet joins the fight. Goes onto iFox. Chicago taking lots of damage. That's going to be Chimeric Poison rolling in. Silence to follow, so they go into Ghostwolves immediately. Sunder onto iFox, just to break up the damage of the Hunter. There goes the Maelstrom. Waited out until the Chimeric Poison was over, because Chimeric Poison third poison is going to reduce your damage as well as your healing, which is super unfortunate. Manic Betters for iFox tried to keep himself alive as Chicago walks into a freezing trap. Unless they had a pre-grounding for it, nothing you could really do. Is iFox? I was going to say, is he going to go for a full camo and a reset, but he's just going to get some dots on Chicago, trying to stay aggressive, sending the pet in for damage. Chicago has the pet, and as soon as iFox he sees no line of sight of his pet, pulls it back immediately. Again, I feel like it got to be really stressful for a Hunter, always just having to manage your pet. He's literally like, yo, pet, stay with me. Stay right here. Don't you die, because Chicago could just turn around and just wail on big damage onto the pet. I don't even know what is causing Chicago that much damage. What is allowing them the burst? Are they just getting lucky with Wind Fury procs while they're playing this build? Because they're not a Wind Fury build. Freezing Trap just lobbed on the ground as Chicago was approaching iFox, as this Hunter's looking to survive. I don't really know if this Hunter has a win condition, maybe just to wait for cooldowns to be available, because he does have 30 seconds on Coordinated Assault, but maybe survivability is his only play at the moment. So he's going to play it out for as long as he can. Stun into Chicago. iFox trying to get some damage in. Getting quite a bit of dams in. Chicago is going to get hit with Chimeric Poison. Silence onto that heal. Does have a wall rolling. That is also Elemental Wolves join the fight. iFox see burst happen. Wants to put Chicago in a freeze. Not let him heal. Wait out for the Wolves. Wait out for all the passives. Chicago tried to get some healing to follow. iFox looks like he's going to go for hit and run strats. He's going to do damage to Chicago, and then as soon as he has a lot of damage, maybe freeze. Just hold the fight, freeze, wait for a bit. Chicago getting a bit of pressure, finally getting the melee of iFox, putting in damage. iFox also has damage of his own. Quick heal for Chicago, stun into iFox, does not have a trigger for it. Chicago, do they have the end right here? Trying to go for Storm Strikes, freeze the trap. It looks like iFox potentially might be able to make it out of here alive. Does Chicago have anything to follow? iFox might be trying to go for a camo here. Feign Death camo. Does the pet have any hots or dots? It looks like nobody has dots. This is going to be a quick reset. Chicago got himself plenty of mana, plenty of Maelstrom to work with. Which had duels gear laws. Yeah, chill post. I think if you had full setup PvP gear, that might have been a little different. iFox slowly approached Chicago, throwing out the steel trap, which maybe will catch the Shaman. Actually is going to avoid those traps completely, as iFox has himself plenty of range damage. The Ghost Wolves are on iFox, but looks like they're peeling back to attack the pet instead. iFox again back to babysitting his Raptor, as it's getting mauled by the other Raptors. Is the runt of the litter, and they don't want him in there. Ghost Wolves join Chicago in assaulting iFox, but they don't last long. The Chimeric Poison ends up being the MVP, I think, for iFox. It ends up really giving him that disengage capability, but also reducing the amount of value Chicago has on all these casts, healing as well as damage. Really is a good tool. Sunder onto iFox. Chicago trying to see if he might be able to make something happen. Freeze the trap is definitely going to be the big playmaker. No grounding totem. There is, I mentioned, join the fight. If Earth Ellie can eat a freeze the trap, it'll be perfect for Chicago. Dorian Shadows for iFox, as a flash gun is up for Chicago. Immune to CC for a short moment. They're just going to keep waddling at iFox. Again, the Earth Elemental is up. Chicago can walk right on top of the Earth Elemental to be in a good spot. Feign Death by the Hunter, but Chicago is like, you know what? Why feign it? Might as well just accept it. Taking him down. And Sippy G is going to be up next versus Chicago, who's just been battling for their life so far as a wonderful, wonderful member of the Horde now. That flesh cup, by the way, to try to deal with the freezing trap with the Earth Elemental. I mean, the Hunter needs to be really precise on those freezing traps. If they're not, if they just mess up a little, that could have been really bad. That's just so much pressure. Survivability and damage. Like, what are these random bouts of bursts from Chicago? I still want to know, because like, he will randomly just be like, okay, I'll pull you, I'll run back. Oh, the pet is with me. All right, burst the pet down. The pet is literally dead on the ground. Like, what? He's not even Wind Fury. Unless he's getting super lucky on Wind Furies. Sippy doesn't have his Fleshcraft all that big. Did you just break through Fleshcraft that fast? Shackles and Malediction. Chicago wants to find a way to interrupt it. Sunder to break the chains. And is going to get himself a bit of a heal. Sippy got himself full cooldowns available. No stun totems to follow. That is going to be Raptors joining the fight as walls available for Chicago. Try to go for a bit of healing. Sippy trying to see if he can get the hell out of dodge. Zap's coming out for Chicago. Hit him with a Frost Shock. The Raptors is still on him. That's still a lot of pressure. That is a ton of pressure. Catching a re-stealth. I think it was a Shadowlands re-stealth. And Sippy actually still hanging in. It wins Chicago. Might want to pop a wall here. There's a lot of damage coming out. He definitely needs a defensive. Popping the Baron Form hit. A bit of that rage regen. Maybe regrowths. Anything's going to help him get interrupted on the nature cast. Quick roll onto Chicago. And Chicago isn't even going to chase. They're just going to go for the eye. Literally just going to go hang out by the eye. Literally just going to wait out here. Seeing Sippy and Sal. Just going to let him. I think just gonna let him open up. Fleshcraft is up fully, waiting for this Druid to come out. Looks like Sippy doesn't want any of it. Maybe Sippy's trying to set in a bear form potentially. He's trying to see if he can regrow. If you go bear form, battle match, stricken Fleshcraft, that'd be perfect for him. He might just need to do it. Chicago is essentially letting him. Chicago is essentially letting him do it. If he doesn't go to like a corner of the map, he can totally do it easily. Stun open on Chicago, trinkets it immediately. Bash to follow by the Druid. It is the yard. Big damage onto the Druid. It looks like Chicago with just 2 globals was able to take him out. What is this random bouts of damage that I really want to know? Like, what is... I'm pretty sure majority of this damage was straight up Flame Shock, maybe Storm Strikes and Ghost Wolves, but the random bursts is what I'm wondering. Is he running like the Hot Hand build, where you can just get random Flame Shocks or Flame Lashes? Is that what's going on? Because I just don't understand, dude. I just don't understand, you know? Alrighty, boys, let's get another one running, yeah? Let's get another duel roller here. Yo, Night King bald. Let me know when you guys are ready. I don't actually let him get away. My Discord interface came up. Lol. Oh, really? I'm not using a Hot Hand or Flame Shock build. Okay, okay. Well, I know you're using the Ghost Wolf legendary, the Ghost Bones. I know you're using that. Your Discord interface came up. I thought you just let him reset. I thought it was maybe a little bit of BM or maybe being nice let him reset. Honestly. So when did Chicago change the Horde? I guess it's today. Bald ready. Let's see if Night King is ready to go. Let's give Night King got a group up and running. Would you let to win your item level in one of the game back in last season? I think I could do decent. Yeah, I don't really care for the item level. You guys are more than welcome to join as anything. You guys are welcome to join as any item level. This is all for fun anyway. But don't be surprised if you're going up against boys like Chicago, boys like Ori, you know, the big gladdy boys that are here to make some duels happen. You know what I mean? It's probably gonna hurt, but you guys are more than welcome to them. And hopefully Chicago won't go first over in Team 1, dude. They just did a 1v5. Let the rest of the team play a little, you know what I mean? Oh my god. You mean gear better than no gear? I guess so, yeah. Another proof alliance better than a horde. Well. To be fair, we've had plenty of big plays by alliance players in these duels. Not gonna lie, I don't think it's a faction only thing. It really comes down to the player, really. I think it really comes down to the player. But yeah, let's get another open running, boys, yeah? Switch. We got ourselves Team 1 together with BRX. We got ourselves Ori on that team. Skills. We got Sonic Speed. Playing with adaptation as Assassination Rogue. Interesting. In Chicago versus Team 2, you got ourselves CB2s, Chill Pills, Demon Berries. We have ourselves Fox as well as Sippy. We got ourselves Demon Berries going to be first up. Is that going to be the Rogue roaming? Demon Berries got themselves available. Try to see if we can get the Rogue out. Stun out of that opener. It is an Assassination Rogue, so they're not really playing for the big opener like a sub would. Try to go for the Shackles, Cloak of Shadows out of the Rogue. And it's going to be a hunt down by Demon Berries, getting him with the Kidney Shot. Sonic Speed trying to make the Flagellation Burst happen. Going to be a Trinket out of the Demon Hunter. I think Sonic Speed is just done for. Just got completely cleaved through. Evasion came out, but it was a little late. Vantage didn't come out fast enough, and Adaptation ended up not really doing much for him. Demon Berries metamorphosing kind of next to Ori. but not really on top of Ori. Ori trinketing out of SCC by the Demon Hunter with a quick bash, go over the Curian Burst, try to see if he can get some damage in, flap it into be able to get maybe a little bit closer over to the Demon Hunter, blasted him with Star Surges. Demon Berries is going to have to play this very, very defensively, and his Thorns does not have a way to purchase it, looks like, and I think Ori, even though he locked out Ori, that's still a Star Surge flying at him either way. He might have locked him on Arcane or Nature or something, but the Star Surge is an ability that is both Arcane and Nature. So I think if you get locked out on Arcane, you can still cast Nature abilities and Star Surge. If you get locked out on Nature, you can still cast Arcane abilities and Star Surge. CBZ is going to be able to get the opener onto Ori with a quick fear, sending the pet in. We'll see if Ori can maybe get himself some damage out. It is going to be about a minute before he has like Kyrian set up again. I do wonder why he decided to roll Kyrian. Maybe it's just to try out the burst, or maybe he's just trying out all the different covenants. CB Zeus waiting out for Ori is going to go for a health funnel just to get his pet back up and running, because Ori, even though he's not playing that Necrolord Rod build, which has a lot of sustained damage, he's still getting some pressure into the demon either way. So for CB Zeus, health funneling, I think just to keep it alive is not the worst, since I think health funnel ends up doing a lot more conversion, a lot more healing than it does damage to the Warlock. And I actually wonder, does it take from your Fleshcraft shield? Because if you get Fleshcraft, then you start funneling. Isn't that basically free healing then? Because, I mean, Fleshcraft is just an absorb. Or he tried to get some damage into the pet, got himself a little bit of that Eclipse. Thorns are up. The pet is going to take a lot of damage, especially since Ori's focusing it with Star Surges. DM's going to be Fell Lord around the corner, but it's not actually on the pillar itself, so Ori could just walk around it, unless you Mortal Coil him right into it, which I think CBZ is trying to do. Tyrant is up in play, going to get some blast. Ori trying to see if he can run out of the Decimate Bolt to follow with Hand of Gold Downs. The Tyrant's still able to get a decent amount of casts in there. And actually looks like he got to cast through a wall. Gonna be dealing with bolts to follow, but looks like they're not doing the most amount of damage though. Still, Ori is under pressure. Flash cut down for CBZ's. Ori catching up on health. The demon surrounding the Druid. And it's gonna go for some damage over time on all these pets. Actually, just AoEing these pets. Might not be a bad idea just to focus at least on the main pet, as CBZ is forced to have to constantly keep healing that thing. Ori without Thorns. Thorns, while not be optimal against the caster, it is super good against a Demonology Warlock, because if their pet is attacking you, I mean, it's just free damage on that pet. Looks like he's trying to take out the demon. Looks like the demon is going to be going down. CBZ will not have a fast summon on the pet. Got a fear into Ori. Could use this time to actually get himself a full resummon. Not going for the pet summon. I feel like he should have taken that fear and summoned a full Wrathguard. Can Ori interrupt it? Looks like he got a knockback. Ori even kind of ran into a wall there for a second. So CBZ just went for a fear. He actually would have definitely had the pet back up. Trying to get some Dress Stalkers in. This will cyclone onto CBZ's. Ori just catching up on healing. But as long as the main pet isn't in play, CBZ is missing out on one tankiness because of the bond that Demonology Warlocks get with the pets, where they kind of split up a bit of damage. So Link, but also CC interrupts, stuns, as well as a Mortal Strike effect. Ori getting feared into Africa. CBZ is boarding into his own side of the arena. Is going to be able to get an opportunity to catch up and get his pet back up and running. Having to pull the pet as soon as his start takes some damage. Ori has full Celestial Alignment and everything. Did Ori pop Celestial Alignment just for the pet? There's no way, right? There's no way he used it just to see if he can nuke the pet. But it is going to be the pet sent back in. CBZ is going to have to get a little bit more, I think, aggressive. Either really, really defensive, or just a lot more aggressive with Ori, going for fears and really try to pressure the Boomkin as best they can. Because he's doing the same thing that the Chicago did with the iFox. He's kind of keeping the pet back, trying to keep it alive. He's not really sending the pet in. I feel like if Ori is focusing on the pet, that's a perfect opportunity for the Warlock to actually put some pressure into Ori. Ori is going to be back behind the pillar. The orange is up, going to be able to blast the pet. Curian Burst available. Bash to the CBZs. He does have himself the Dark Pack, which is going to sacrifice his own health for a massive shield. Big port available for CBZs, but Ori with that flap to get on top of him. Trying to see if he can just blast the Flash Count. Looks like no interrupts available. Going to be a secondary pet summon, so that's a Grimoire pet summon, not a real pet. Obelisk is down as Ori goes in for Rory, interrupting all these pets, trying to CBZ is trying to go for a Decimated Bolt. Ori looks like he's just going to line aside the Tyrant for a bit. He doesn't want CBZ summoning a real pet, but that Tyrant is going to do a bit of damage. That Felguard is going to do a bit of damage. As long as he can stop CBZ from summoning full Wrathguard, he'll be okay. No silence for Ori, so he's going to have to get creative here. Bash, Roar, Maim, whatever he's got going on in order to be able to interrupt him. And CBZ might just have to go for it. He needs to get that Wrathguard out. He needs to summon him. It looks like Ori just interrupts him with his presence alone. That's why I think CBZ needs to just kind of call Ori's bluff. Typhoon being used. What else does Ori have to interrupt it? Bash? Potentially. Interrupt is available now. CBZ is going for a big board as Ori got himself big Curious Burst available. CBZ with a self-heal. Bash to Ori. Bash to CBZ. Shrut's going to be fear onto Ori. No trinket. Trying to go for a Wrathguard summon as Ori has full cooldowns available. And CBZ does get himself a fresh new pet. But does he have any cooldowns? He has a Fel Lord he could maybe drop down on top of Ori. Tyrant available in 30 seconds. So maybe he could live for 30 seconds or he might just have to get aggressive. Let the pet get in there and get out in his face. Start summoning even more demons. Stun into Ori. Gotta be called. Dread Circles up and running. As CBZ goes in for a Dark Pack just before his pet dies. Just better get the shield up and running as early as he can. Quick roar by Ori on all those pets. Thorns is up. It looks like CBZ is dropping down the Obelisk. That's gonna be his pet empowered. Attack at Ori faster. But that Thorns means we'll do more damage to that pet. It looks like the Felguard is down again, or rather the Wrathguard. And that's going to be Tyrant available, Fellord available, but CBZ's out here by himself. Try to go for another fear onto Ori. Does not go for an instant summon of the pet. Instead going for the Tyrant play. It's going to be a quick summon for Wrathguard. So wait, he actually did get some pets. Or it's going to be chilling behind the pillar. The Tyrant needs to walk at him. The Fel Lord is going to be joining in, but he's nowhere near Ori, as Ori could just kind of run around him. And CBZ is getting blasted out. It was Sippy G gonna be up next. Feral Druid joining the fight. Ori with a quick ward. Force a trick out of Sippy. Bash to follow before Sippy could really get all these dots up and running. Another quick cyclone onto Sippy as Ori recovering with those regrowths. And it's going to be Thorns for this balanced Druid. Knocking Sippy back again, just trying to avoid Sippy as best he can. Sippy did go for a Frenzy. Did not come with it together with the Tiger's Lust, so he's going to have some reduction in damage or value of that damage over time. Finally pressing Tiger's Fury, but should have definitely pressed it as he was going for a Frenzy. That would have been a massive bleed. Ori just pop it off full cooldown. Sippy, unless he pops a defensive here, he might be in trouble. Ori just continued to go for as many instant casts as he can. There is a wall for Sippy as he's embarrassed from just trying to tank up this damage as best he can. Pop Thorns, but Ori doesn't need melees at all. He just blasted it with the power of a loon itself. Big blast into a silent Sippy. He's going to go for a little bit of a heal. Trying to go for Flesh Cup. Ori with no interim. This is going to be Flesh Cup reducing the damage that Ori does, as well as making a massive shield happen for 40% of his health. But at this high dampening, 8 minutes, 90% dampening, Sippy goes down to the Star Surges in the end. Blasted through the Flesh Cup. And just kept mowing him down afterwards. My goodness. Ori has a iFox rolling in on him. Another class with a pet. So for Ori, another pet for him just to blow up. And actually, could use Hibernate on the pet if he wants to. You can actually hardly see that pet. And I don't think iFox would be able to do anything about it either. And Ori just tried to avoid iFox as best as he can. Stun, Ori trick inside of it. Ori's actually under quite a lot of pressure. He's going to go for a bash, try to see if he can catch some heals before he can get himself maybe a full Cure and Burst together with Fury of a Loon. Cyclone on the pet. iFox approaching into the room, leaping in with a harpoon. Ori popping off with a Eclipse. But it is going to get frozen. And iFox setting up all the traps, all the dots. Ori tried to go for Cycler. Quick clone. That's actually going to be a trinket for iFox, but a quick clone followed afterwards. Ori playing out the PvP talent where Owlkin Frenzy gives him faster cast on Cyclone as well as Entangle Roots. Big Cure and Burst for Ori. This iFox prepared. Feign Death for a second. Ori has a full burst available. Barskin is up. Trying to Star Surge into iFox. iFox is going to go for acceleration. Ori has no health whatsoever. Try to heal with Barskin up. Needs a lot more healing. Maybe Bear Form Cyclone onto the pet. That's going to be the Hunter joining the fight. So it's going to be Star Surges. Anyone could go down right here. iFox Feign Death for a second. Ori tried to end him. iFox goes down as Ori does as well. With BRX. Trying to see if he can finish out Chill Pills. Ori with a 1v4 Kyrian Boomy Burst. I feel like that kill on iFox counts because he left him with dots. He left him rotting. Chill Pills getting hit with the bash as his full cooldowns are rolling. Interrupt onto BRX. He's trying to keep the pressure rolling. BRX with Shackles of Addiction onto Chills. Could go for MS. Instead goes for a stun. Barkson is up for BRX. A Chill Pill sends in the Dragon. Too bad the Dragon doesn't like nothing in PvP. I really think you should buff it. Personally. I think they should buff it. BRX try to see if he can bail the hell away from Chill Pills. And it's going to go for a bit of regrowth behind the pillar. Chill Pills try to get those chains of ice on him, but BRX just keeps throwing them off, just keeps shifting out of them. Sitting in bear form, thorns are up, cyclone rolling, trying to see if he can get CCO, and Chilpas is going to get AMS out of him, so it's a pretty big defensive. With BRX to survive that he has incarnation, could make some damage happen here. Sounds like a BRX is going to go for a trinket for it. Quick roar onto Chilpas, trying to get a cyclone rolling, going to be a grip for the DK. Flash got interrupted, cyclone on by BRX is going to hit Chilpas with it. Oh my goodness, BRX had to force so many defenses, so many kicks before he could at least separate from Chilpas. That is just incredible. That is just absolutely incredible. Chilpas trying to continue the pressure here by just waddling at BRX, but he's getting an auto attack. BRX is just literally beating him up with auto attack melees while in travel form. He's literally not letting Chilpas approach him. Big cooldowns coming out for the Frost DK. Finally got himself that Pillar of Frost, looking for the big obliterate. Thorns and Barkskin is up, and this is where Chilpas backs up. Actually chooses to cast his own Flesh Cap just to interrupt BRX in his cast. I think he might just have him, and Chilpas does take him out with an avalanche in there at the end. Gonna be a full burst out of Skills. Trying to see if he can just one-shot Chilpas. Chilpas got the slow, but Skills got the spin with Chilpas. Trying to walk away from him, actually tripping on the Ancient Aftershock as he walks over the ley line set up by the slam of Skills, taught him by the Night Fame, the trembling ground, knocking Chilpas for a second as he keeps trying to waddle away from the warrior while this man assumes the form of Avatar. Chilpas is going to be able to get the slows in there. If anything, Frost DK does have mobility. Let's go try to see if he can surprise him with the Soul Shame. Now that's going to be Shackles and Addiction while in Battle Stances. Shackles and Addiction do more damage if you get into Battle Stance off of defensive stance. Chilpas just AMS all of it. Skills getting the quick charge. If you try to get away from Warrior, that charge ends up committing so much more damage into you. But the Chain of Ice, Chilpas is trying to use that Chain of Ice as best as he can. Just use it to walk away from the guy. Just trying to use it to walk away from him if he can. And it's done a good job. I mean, even mounted Skills can't really do much about it. That's 70% slow. It is probably one of the most potent slows in the game. It'll last for quite a while too. Like you can put it on for like good 6 seconds. They are slow. They're like 7, 8. They are like seriously hampered. Stormbolt around the corner. Skills trying to see if he can get around the slow. Going to be a knockdown on Chilpas. Getting those execute procs, which allows him the mobility to stay on the Death Knight through the Chain of Ice. Chilpas finally able to chain him. And is going to try to see if he can walk out of those ley lines. He keeps getting stumped by them. The ground keeps tremoring. That's going to be Skills. Get that quick charge. Not a real charge, but an execute charge. And Chilpas is just in that execute range. He can't really come back here unless he gets a big defensive. I think the only way he does it is waits out 20 seconds, maybe gets himself death back. Gonna be Disarm on Chilpas, Stormbolt to follow. Does not have a trinket out of it. Oh my god, quick fear onto Skills. Chilpas has a bleed on him, trying to flesh cuff right through it. 51% dampening. Chilpas at least getting himself a bit of health. His health bar itself, though, is still in the execute range. He got himself death back finally. Potentially could use death back, trying to see if he can Lichborn first. Might have to resort to death back. There it goes. At least he puts his health out of the execute range. That's what he's trying to do. Grippy hand is available for Chilpas. Trying to see if he might be able to just chop right through Skills. Bailing out of there. Bowing out completely. Has a parry. Skills, if he has some kind of a setup, he could still make something happen. And Chilpas at least finally has his health not necrotic down. Parry up. It's going to be stunner to Skills. No way for him to break out of it. Chilpas just gets a couple good chops and bows out of there. Doesn't want to hit him to the parry. If Chilpas can just maintain that Chain of Ice spam, he'll be a-okay. Got himself a Mortal Switcher rolling. Skills walking into Mortal Switcher. Trying to get those big executes. Big down to Chilpas, but Chilpas getting that big old blit either way. Trying to recover while he can. 14 minutes into this duel, 56% damper to Chilpas gripping in Chicago just to get himself that big death strike kill, but maybe he gripped in too much that he bargained for. It's going to be a full enhanced Shaman chasing after him, goes to join the fight. Earth Elemental trinkets out of that Necrolord Fear and zapping down Chilpas towards the tail end. There's not much you can do. Ori coming in with a 1v4. Kyrian Boomy. Chilpas trying to claw it back for the team, at least allowing Team Ori to get a chance to play. Blasting through the Druid with a hard-fought battle, having to manage Skills the best as he can, utilizing that Chain of Ice to try to deal with the massive damage that comes out of the Warrior any second he's on you. But in the end, like, what can you do? It's an enhanced Shaman Chicago, full gear. Like, there's actually, so what do you do in that situation? Would Afflex get the pet? I believe that is Raban, right? Isn't that an undead raptor from BFA? I'm pretty sure that is straight up Raban. King's Rest, last boss, he summons a undead raptor. And I believe you can get as a mount, which I've never gotten back in BFA. Out of all the mounts I've gotten to BFA, because I play BFA, that's the one I've never gotten. I had friends looted, but I've never gotten it. Let me see. I'm pretty sure it's Raban, right? Can you even... Because I know they made it so that you can mind controls, or I guess make certain pets into certain like bosses into pets. And I believe Raban is a pet you can just get. Or maybe you have... Okay, so maybe it's like Nazmir, right? Maybe there's a bunch of like... I like how it brings up the map in front of me when I'm first person. I kind of like that. If you go to... Not Broken Isles, Zandalar. You go to Nazmir. And I think around the Heart of Darkness, there's a bunch of trolls, blood trolls. I think maybe like out here or here is there's some like camps. And I believe they have undead pets. So if you learned undead taming in BFA, I think you can tame the undead raptors, but also big undead T-Rexes as well. I believe. So I think maybe that or maybe Raban. One of those two. For more, 3 out of 5 horde. Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. As soon as you get groups up and running, we'll get another duel here. Chicago got knocked out. No, Chicago got to play. And Chicago just got to play towards the tail end. Yeah, if you guys want to join 5V5 1V1 DUELS, that's how you do it. Go to player versus player, premium group, custom PvP, type, find a group. Top number 5 in the chat. We got a horde group with +1. Chicago looks like is the leader of that group. I think skills bowed out maybe. So Chicago's leading. We got someone in there. We got also Night King. As soon as you guys have a 5-man, let me know. We're good. What's up, Art? How you doing, my man? How you doing, my dude? I remember you said last time, hey, Dow, it's me, Arda. I'm the guy with the disc. I think it's herniated disc. How you doing, my man? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're feeling better, by the way. Hey, I'm currently getting one of the hand mounts, so might not make it. It's all good, Jack. Don't worry about it, my guy. Which one are you looking for? I think all the pets do the same DPS. Yeah, I don't think any of the pets do more damage or less damage. I think the only difference with pets right now is what type they are. Well, the undead pets are undead, so they do have an advantage. They can be polymorphed. They are treated as undead. And I don't think undeads can be polymorphed or sapped. So there is an advantage in that department, but you also have priests and paladins that can deal with undead with Shackle Undead, Wake of Ashes, the fear that paladins have that they don't really get to use that much. There's that stuff. The golden one, yo, I know that one. The rings one, I did that. Main print did it. We did it in an afternoon/evening. It was quite a lot to do in a single sitting, but we did it. It took us a bit. Flashy crack gamers, yo, yeah. Привет, Dalaran, начал стрим, здорово. Attack the jazz, здорово, здорово. Hey, Techno, how you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. How do you contact her for the EU duels? 5V5 1V1 DUELS, boys. 5V5 1V1 DUELS over on Fridays. That's how you join him. I think they can be polyed. Can they really? I thought undeads couldn't be polyed. If they're undead, they're immune to fear. Okay, so they're immune to fear, unless it's a paladin fear. I know that undeads are immune to saps, so you can't imprison them or incapacitate. Actually, no, you might not be. You might be able to imprison them, but I don't think you can incapacitate them with the sap. I know you can gouge them. I know you can gouge them. Actually, can you gouge undead? You might not be able to gouge undead, actually. Huh. There isn't a bleed resist to undead pet. I don't think there is. I think that might have been a thing back in like... I think the bleed resist stuff might have been like a classic TBC Wrath thing. Paladin fear affects undead. Okay, so the Pally fear is the only one that does it. Turn evil. Yeah, I think back in the day they used to have stuff like that. I do what I can for having less healing, less HP, less damage, less item. That's true, it's true. Hex is a curse. I guess, yeah, Hex is a curse, so you can't hex them. Wait, can you curse undeads? I don't know if you can or can't. I know that undeads are immune to certain things. I don't know which one though. Like normally none of this like undead stuff, like the undead versus non-undead, beast versus non-beast, like it's a little different, right? In terms of like what it affects. But I wouldn't really know off the top of my head. Beast can, yeah, shackle undead, that's another thing they can do. Undead priest can shackle it. Yeah, so I think you do get some trade-off whether you have undead or whether you have a beast pet. Beast pets, normal CC work for them. But undead pets, certain classes have like a stun, like a shackle, and then you have a fear for the pally. But outside of that, certain CC don't work. Knight can get a 5-man, Bald or Chicago. Let me know when you guys got a 5-man and we're good to go for another duel, boys. Well, I played since closed beta vanilla. I forget that stuff. Yeah, honestly, like there might have been like something that they were like resistant to bleeds, or maybe immune to certain CC, or some kind of a benefit that undeads used to have. Yeah. I think there was like a lot of that stuff kind of like more or less for the gameplay reasons gotten removed, because imagine you're doing like, imagine you're playing through And there is some of that right now, but imagine you're playing through like Necrotic Wake. Majority of the enemies there are undead, but the skeletons are made to be humanoid, so that certain CC can be used on them. You can utilize crowd control on them. But imagine if they were undead, because they are bone band, right? They're bony boys. So they're made treated as humanoid rather than undead. So imagine if they were undead, you wouldn't be able to sap them, you wouldn't be able to do certain stuff with them at all. And yeah. We got a 5, Radio Night King. Chicago, Bald, as soon as you got a 5-man ready to go. How many you guys need? Oh, we need a lot more people for Team Horde. Boys, we got a lot of spots open on the Team Horde 5 out of 5. Dalaran Gaming, Chicago has a group available. We need 3 boys in to join for the duels. Let's go, boys. ALR couldn't get, I gotta wait for Necro Assault. Oh, yeah, oh, okay. I couldn't get, gotta wait for Necro Assault. Okay, so Necro Assault. I think you can get the, I think there's a Brawn mech armor suit that you can do with the looting. Yeah, so you gotta wait for it. I'm sorry to hear that, my guy. But Jack, you wanna join us, my man? You wanna join the duels while you're at it? Since you can't really get the hand right now. Necro Assault should be available, I think, next week. Because right now there's a Ventier Assault. And it's past Friday, so we have the Night Fin, the Ventier Assault. Next week it's gonna be Kyrian and Necrolord, I think. Hopefully, it most likely starts with Kyrian. I think that was the last assault that I saw in there before this week. But yeah, me and Craig did it. As long as you do some of the harder rings, like the guy in the Rift, as long as you've gotten that ring, I think the rest of them are pretty easy as long as it's a Necrolord Assault. Yeah, as long as it's a Necrolord Assault, you're good to go. We need more boys over on the Horde side. 5V5 1v1 Duels, boys. If you guys want to join the 5V5 1v1 Duels over on the Horde side, Premier Group, Custom PvP, find a group. Top number 5 in the search, hit enter. And Chicago's got our group. 2 out of 5 rare. We need 3 more boys and we're good to go. It was Kyrian last. Okay. Wait. You mean like before Friday it was a Kyrian Assault? Wait, is it Kyrian Ventier? Are they switching it up on us? With Necrolord Faye? I don't think they are, right? I mean, like last week. Might have been last week. Okay, so I guess we'd have to wait until this week reset. Tuesday, Wednesday, and then try for it whenever the Necrolord one is up. But if you're mostly done with the other rings, like you're basically there. You just need to wait. 2 feature mounted Chim and leg go. What do you get for that, actually? Mounts. It's collections, right? Reputation, collections, mounts. 250. Oh. Fellfire Hawk. What was the next one? Mountacular? Lord of Rains. You got Heavenly Azure Cloud Serpent. I just need 50 more mounts, and I'll be there. Actually. That's cool. I've never really been kind of like a mount guy, honestly. I definitely should go and get appearances for everything. Any class from season 13? Which one was season 13? Was that Siege? Oh, this was Mr. Pandari, I believe. Malevolent. Why? Male Volent models. What? Yo, actually, that'd be kind of cool. I like transmog. I should probably go get those achievements. Toys, on the other hand? Lumber Extractor. I gotta need like 5 more toys. I like all the figurines from Azeroth Mini Mechagon set. I got like 3. Maybe I should go back and do it, dude. Like, would actually go back and BFA do stuff, but it's like, I only need 3 more toys. Were they easy? Didn't you just kill rares for stuff? How we doing, Chicago? How we doing, my guy? Some toys are behind quest chains. Are they really? Well, hopefully I got majority of mine, because I'm actually pretty close to that, honestly. Oh, one Shaman is or not? Go for it, my dude. Jack, go for it, my guy. Go for it. We need 2 more over on the Horde with Chicago boys. 2 Horde boys. If you guys are interested, look up Chicago over on the NA LFG in custom PvP. Just type in number 5. That's all you did. Literally number 5. It's not very long usually, because I remember doing the full quest chain, like Mechagon and stuff. The majority of the questions I've done are like my rogue. But I guess maybe some all stuff I can do too. But yeah, in terms of mods, I definitely should go back and do it. I need to start doing mods for like plate classes, cloth classes, and mail classes. Because every time I have leather, I got choices, dude. I got ability. I got actual like mods I can do. For plate and cloth, I really wish I had a lot of the Legion stuff. Because I think a lot of that stuff looks really, really cool. I just never ended up getting it back in the day. Chicago Crash bet to insane maniacs burger spec guys, dude. They're huge. Imagine if both of them played in the same team. Imagine if AU and NA could play together at the same time. Those two in the same team, dude, would actually just be an unstoppable force. And I think, in fact, both of them played each other on PTR. It's just on PTR, it's like really laggy for EU and not as laggy for NA. A British conventional deal 80 to 90k DPS. I'm a glass cannon. Go for it, my dude. I'd say join. I'd say join and show us how it's done. Show us how it's done. Speaking about bursts, I actually want to play some Frost Mage, I bet. I think I have some ideas on how I can make some big bursts happen, and I really, really want to try it. I got some really cheesy stuff. I'm so glad I played Kyrian, dude. I am so glad I played Kyrian. Because I could do some cheesy things. I think Necrolord could maybe do some stuff too. Just for that damage buff that you get when you pop your Necrolord ability. Chicago's group, perfect, my guy. We just need a +1 on a horde and we're good to go, boys. To get another 5V5 1v1 duels up and running, boys. Not much of cloth mugs. Can't bring myself to play a cloth. I got a lock in this level 21. Yo, maybe if they do so, if they do enough buffs to warlocks in 915, which I really think they gotta buff warlocks a little. I don't know what's going on over there. I think they gotta beef up affliction so you can actually pump in PvP. You know what I mean? Make it all about the dots, which is what the PvP thing is all about. But also you can check out Shadow Priest, by the way, Reaper. It's really, really fun. Or Mage. Mages are a classic. But a Shadow Priest, I feel like if you're like, you know what, I don't really know if I like clothies. I don't think there's a clothy for me. Try Shadow Priest. I love it. It's actually so fun. And I play mine as Kyrian. My god, it is enjoyable. It's kind of a weird, it's like it works. Kyrian Shadow Priest works. Like it can do well. But it is so weird because right now a lot of Shadow Priests are Necrolord, which I think is a good playstyle. You know, all the pets in the world. You can also always play the Night Fae build, which is pretty good too. Other reason I'm Warlock isn't good is because Warrior is so strong. I think a buff and lock is the way. As much as nerf and Warrior is. Do you think because of Warrior, Warlock isn't good? I mean, you might be right, but I actually want to see what you mean by that. Because it's interesting. I mean, I think like Affliction could be buffed in PvP where like your dots actually do real damage. Like they do pad damage. They don't really seem like they can melt someone down unless you really get a ramp going, but then your ramp is like Malefic Rapture spam. Or trying to go for like big Death Bolt cheesy burst, you know what I mean? Which Affliction I don't think should be a bird spec. I think it should be a big rot. That's usually the case for any classes. I mean, I know a lot of the casters would be a little bit more playable if the melee weren't so like nuts right now. That is true. But the game was a little bit slower. Slower games benefit the casters a bit better. If you can slow the game down, get all your casts off, and you have survivability. Demonology should have a pet heal like the hunter and reduce damage to the pet. In a way, I agree with that the pet should be a little bit tankier. Because I feel like if you focus down the pet hard enough, like that thing is gonna die. I think you have to run the conduit to... There's a conduit you can run to make the pet do more damage and have it take less damage from things. Maybe they should really amp up the defensive aspect of it in PvP. Or just reduce the amount of damage that pet... Unless that pet is just absolute... I feel like that pet, if it's either it's gotta be a glass cannon, but if it's like part of the playstyle, part of the toolkit, it should be a little bit, I think, harder for it to die. I mean, on a 3v3, 2v2, like a healer would just heal your pet, right? If like it's taking that much damage. But to some extent, I agree with you. I feel like that pet either should be and you can make that pet do decent damage, but I feel like it's just not like a huge threat. But it's just so much utility for the Warlock that it's worth killing for everybody. Melee is even nuts. It's mainly just when Walker, Feral, and Warrior IMO. Every other melee is pretty fair. Even Red isn't that crazy until the Q with an Arms Warrior. Fair enough. Fair enough. I can't disagree with that. Cannot disagree. Cannot disagree. Yeah, if they were just to tone down Feral and Walker Warrior a bit, I do wonder. Because usually, but I don't know. The way I look at it in terms of class balancing is I try to think of it from a perspective of, oh, let's not nerf the classes that are overpowered or that are doing really, really good. Let's just buff the classes that are underperforming. But yeah, maybe some small, tiny nerfs. Maybe that would be a way to do it. I guess over time, I used to be really big on like, yo, don't nerf anything that's busted. Just make everybody else busted so no one is busted. But over time, I guess it's like, well, the other classes are pretty close to one another. It's just you have only a few outliers. So I guess from that perspective, I can see what you mean. Boys, you know, +1 over Team Chicago. We're good to go, boys. We get a 5V5 1v1 duel up and running. And so Chicago gets +1 Horde to join. Check them out on LG. Look for 5V5 1v1 duels. Just if you type number 5 or type the word duel, you'll most likely see them. Go, boys. We just get a +1. Chicago and the team, if you guys know somebody that's interested, let's get him in there, boys. Night King's been waiting, dude. Night King has been waiting. Has it been in your face while I'm always a rogue or a warrior? Yeah, me too. Well, I don't think I enjoy rogue because it's in the face, because you can go pistol shotting and just run away if you need to. I just like the gameplay, like the general like button presses and like the loop, the gameplay loop of it. There's certain aspects that I enjoy, like if I just like the loop of the gameplay that they have, like Arcane Mage, that loop, Demonology Warlock and the loop, Survival Hunter and that loop of gameplay. Like it's just something that I find it enjoyable. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're difficult, but it's just something I like. But Feral definitely needs healing nerfs, I can say that. Well, I feel like they're going to end up nerfing Feral quite a bit. We got 5, let's go, boys. I think they're going to end up nerfing Feral by nerfing Fleshcraft a little. The fact that Fleshcraft will not scale depending on your build. Subscribe to Dalaran Gaming, boys. What are you doing watching the stream? Enjoying yourselves. Happy to hear it. But listen to beautiful Kren. Subscribe to Dalaran Gaming. Actually, no, it's going to be not bald. It's going to be Chicago. Chicago and Night King. His boy's a bit naked, so don't be surprised if they get blown up. Except the DK. Sounds good, my dude. Yo, everybody and everybody is welcome to the 5V5 1v1 duels. Anybody and everybody is welcome. Nerf Necrolords to nerf Feral. Nerfing is less than nerfing Feral. Well, I feel like Necrolords does need a bit of a nerf in general, right? I agree with you, but I think Necrolord does need a slight nerf. Not gonna lie, I thought Fleshcraft was gonna nerf already. Yes, they are. Yes, Fleshcraft is gonna nerf. It will only be 30% of your health instead of 40. And if you have any like health increasers, like if you pop in a bear form, Battlemaster Trinket, pop Fleshcraft to give yourself a big shield. If you swap out a bear form and your Battlemaster Trinket falls off, that shield will shrink to your 30%. So it'll shrink down if you have like maximum health decrease. So it's actually should be pretty manageable. But I don't see what you mean, chill pills. I think they're just trying to nerf defensiveness, not the offensiveness. But probably they nerf some of the offense and the self heals. That would probably do it. Oh, they're nerfing some Feral healing. They're nerfing some PvP talent, I know. I don't remember which one. There's one that's like where regrowth is 100% crit if it heals a friendly target. If that works on themselves, then they're changing from 100% crit to like 30% more crit. So we can still crit, but not a guarantee. You know what I mean? Switch. We got ourselves Brand gonna be first up as Unholy DK versus CBZUs. Try to see if he can make the Unholy DK versus Demonology Warlock play. Big rip into the start of CBZUs. ASUS getting full pets up and running. Using Lichborn to get out of here. Is really early stunned by CBZUs. It's gonna be the best start to follow as CBZUs trying to get a cast off. Gonna be the Fel Lord joining the fight. CBZUs better stay in the Fel Lord's way. Gonna be the second stun to Brand as his Fleshcraft still holding. Maybe a late trinket by Brand, but he's still trying to play it out. That's gonna be CBZUs potentially making a bit of a misplay, not standing on top of the Fel Lord, trying to see if he can yoink himself back. Brand almost walking into the Fel Lord to get himself knocked down, trying to chase after CB going for a big port, but the grip puts him exactly back at square one. CB going in for a stun, gonna be a Tyrant blasted at Brand trying to go for his shackles, but looks like the fear is gonna break the shackles. Did IBF himself out of stun? It looks like Brand is gonna go for a full reset. Give himself a little bit of a heal, sacrificing the pet just to give himself a little bit more survivability. CBZU still holding on to his own pet, trying to go for a drain life off of the ghoul. And Brand is behind the pillar, trying to go for some healing off of the Warlock pet while keeping his guy out the open. And CBZU is actually back to focusing on his own pet. Pet classes, dude. Those pets can just drop down any moment. Brand better be careful with his own ghoul. He can at least resummon a new one every minute or so. It looks like he's just waiting out for cooldowns. Got himself A-bomb as well as Apocalypse soon. So maybe if he can get through the defense of CBZs, potentially with an AMS, he might be able to make something work here. CBZ just getting freebie resources off the pet. He can at least get some shadow bolts. If Brand is not going to pull the pet back at all, he might as well take advantage of it. pulling his pet literally on passive just to build up some resources. Might as well take the pet out. Brand is going to go for a full fleshcraft. CBZ is getting a fleshcraft of his own. Brand is going to resummon maybe a new pet. Fear onto the Death Knight. And CBZ is just continue. Is he just going to keep blasting the pet? No, swapping the attention onto the Death Knight now, trying to get some resources out. Is going to go back to handle Goldans off the... How is this pet still alive, by the way? Are his pets not attacking? One thing he just keeps doing, though, CBZ keeps doing, is putting his pet on passive, but also puts all his imps and all these other pets on passive. Says they changed that for Demonology Warlock. Gonna be a Dreadstalker joining the fight, trying to go for a bit of a Decimator Bolt. Gonna be a stun, but the Mortal Coil was already midair. CBZ is straight inside of it just to get a Decimator Bolt. It's gonna be hitting Brand as he was at about half his health, so that's gonna beef up the damage of the Demon Bolts. Gonna be the Abomination joining the fight, tiring out for CBZ's. Gonna be full army of demons versus the army of the undead. Fell Lord is gonna drop some stuns onto the A-bomb. Gonna be tricking out of Brand. CBZ is just trying to still walk out of its silence as the Deacon crosses by the Fell Lord. That's actually the army of armies just fighting one another. Big fear onto CBZ's. Brand gets super low, but a Decimator Bolt is going to end up, or Demon Bolt empowered by Decimator Bolt is going to take him out. Quick Shot is going to be up next as an undead survival hunter, trying to get his kill shots for the CBZ's with his stun to follow, getting right on top of the Warlock. As ZBZ's got nothing left unless he can go for a fear, not getting interrupted. Quick, that's gonna be quick muzzle by Quick Shot, looking to end this hill right here. The Demon Bolts are flying, trying to get the damage in with the fear, stun, and also gonna be CBZ's pet going down as Quick, taking out the pet and getting just completely bodied by Demon Barry without Hunt in the opener. Chicago gonna have to be coming out to play next. Demon Barrys is going to be given at least a bit of an opportunity to get himself some CDs and a little bit of release in Chicago. Look at his team. I think he was trying to see, maybe it's like, hey, do you guys want to go next? Maybe you guys want to play the game? Gonna be Chicago getting hit with an imprison. Demon Barrys is going to burn a trinket and it's going to go for a reset. What is that what is that primordial bowl just now? Did you just get it as the imprison was falling off? Just got a random primordial, or was that already like in the air? Just the animation wasn't a forehead. Gonna be Chicago getting with a stun as they're facing their team, so not even looking at the Demon Hunter at all. With another stun to follow, Darkness down. Chicago getting cleaved out with the Chaos Strikes, popping off the Battlemaster's Trinket. Gonna be Shackle's Malediction, trying to see if they can break it just with range. The Ghosts are on Demon Barry. Chicago trying to get himself a heal. Demon Barry's not snagging that interrupt. It looks like the Demon Hunter is looking for a bit of a retreat. He doesn't really have a lot of health to work with. Those Raptors are actually doing a bit of damage to him. Might just want to turn to the Raptors and get some leech off those things. It actually wouldn't be a bad idea for him at all. It looks like Demon Bears is going to swing around back, get another stun. Is he just waiting for CDs? I feel like while you're in Metamorphosis, you should just do as much damage as you can, because that's going to give you the most amount of healing. In Prison, getting broken out immediately. Chicago is going to go for a bit of a heal wall available if they need it. Demon Bears at no health whatsoever. Chicago could maybe zap it from range. Potentially just a Frost Shock. Flame Shock will probably do the trick. Going to be a big help for Demon Bears. Charging it from a mile away. Is going to be able to activate some healing without Han. Needs to get super aggressive. The more damage he does to Chicago, the more healing he's going to end up getting cleaving off of him. Stun Totem coming down. Demon Bears getting stunned up. And Chicago Crash Lightning's on him. This is going to be next for Team 2. It is going to be iFox. Getting some early damage onto Chicago. Ghost was joining the fight. iFox is getting an opportunity to go for a little bit of a reset. He knows that Chicago is going to focus on the pet, trying not to let Chicago go behind the pillar by himself. While off for enhanced Shaman is going to pull the pet back, and Chicago is going to play this a little defensively. Is that a Chimeric? I think Chimeric is going to use into a freezing trap as a silence comes out. Chicago had a pre-heal rolling though. iFox going with a feign death and Manic Better just as he's taking a little bit of damage from Chicago. I wonder how the pet is doing. I wish we could see the pet's health bar, because the amount of damage Chicago just does to pets, just the amount of shredding damage to pets, is actually kind of ridiculous. It does make me, because I know that they have to be running the Ghost of Legendary, right? There's no way there aren't. There's no way Chicago isn't running that leg. Like, those wolves are on such a short cooldown, it's not even funny. But the amount of damage they deal, and instead it's not a hot hand proc, like, I kind of need to know, but I also don't want to give up Chicago's secrets, whatever they're using. I'm just trying to paint that as the best as I can, because maybe it's just procs, dude. Maybe it's just procs. It just gets randomly big bouts of damage. And maybe it's just Storm Strike procs. And let's just running the... I guess we'll need to wait and see. Unless he's not running the Ghost of Legendary, which Ghost of Bones is pretty good. Chicago getting the Ghost of in there. Gonna be iFox keeping the pet with him, trying to see if he can bust through the Flesh Cup by himself. Chicago forcing himself towards Fox, not even turning to the pet, so it's a perfect opportunity for the Hunter to make some damage happen. Son onto Chicago, trying to see if he can break through the Necrolord shield. It is gonna go back in range. Chicago trying to peel back behind the pillar. Harpoon by iFox. He given Chicago a target that isn't his pet. Gonna go, I think, for the pet stack. Chicago going for a heal, trying to go for a drink and muzzle interrupt. Gonna be freezing trap dropped on Chicago as wall comes out before Chicago catches 80 healing. iFox is gonna recover, wait out the wall, and could maybe potentially just continue the pressure here. Chicago is gonna have Ghost Tools back up, but Chicago's actually under quite a bit of pressure in that execute range. Could be really bad. Using the Maelstrom in order to heal himself up. iFox just needs to put a little bit more pressure onto Chicago. Chimeric Poison could be huge. Big damage proc onto iFox. Chicago is gonna go for the Lightning Bolt Zap to follow. That is actually just so much pressure. The Ghost was just joined in and just put in so much of a fight. Chicago is going to be able to take him out with Sippy G going to be up next. Necrolord Feral trying to make the damage happen. And Chicago last time has been able to burst CPG for quite a bit. Trying to see if he can walk through shackles, but looks like the self-healing he got going on deals with the shackle and the aquatic effect just fine, but isn't able to break shackles himself. Sippy with a maim, trying to get the full dots up and running, not combining the Frenzied with Tiger's Fury. I don't know if that's a good move. And Chicago just getting some damage back to the Druid. Bear form, got himself Frenzied region, maybe with the Swarm, heal himself as well. Potentially. But Sippy trying to keep the pressure on Chicago. That's going to be a Hex. It's going to go for the Skull Bash on the Hex. Fledge cut up for Chicago. And Sippy just looking to stay in there for as long as he can, as best as he can. 8 minutes into this duel. Chicago got a full flash cup. Sippy might want to peel back and maybe get himself flash cup of his own. Ghost is joining the fight. Sippy extra careful. Tried to walk away as the lightning bolts come out. It's going to be the Swarm back on him. Potentially could use the Swarm with a Frenzy Regen to heal himself. Wall is up. Got his Frenzy Regen. That is going to amplify that healing over time as well with the Swarm. Catching a restyle, but not the opener. Didn't quite get the rake. I think maybe a Flame Check might have gotten him out, or potentially an auto attack got him loose out of that CC, out of that stealth. Going to be a trinket for the stun that followed the Sunder. Chicago popping on the wall as both of them are kind of low. Sippy trying to go for a Cyclone. Going to be an interrupt by Chicago. I think it's over for Sippy. Bash out to Chicago. Needs to get himself some defense, some kind of heal. Anything will work out. It's going to be a zap from a mile away. And Chill Pills has to go and this. He has to finish the job. Stoner to Chicago. Got himself the weapon rolling with Hunger and Room weapon. Grippy hand up. And Chicago is going to get yoinked in there. Trying to see if he can just walk out of the battle match trick and get a use. Lots of pressure. Chill Pills is going to be able to just rod down Chicago. With Sonic Speed getting hit with a Death and Decay, actually. That's going to be big damage onto the Rogue, but a blind to separate the two, as Sonic just doesn't want to deal with the DK, especially while he has all this codedowns, especially since he got caught in the opener. Chilpas is going to get the Remorse of Winter onto Sonic. I think it comes with a stone for free. So Chilpas see him. Sonic's been trying to go for a Bleed build. What is this he got going on? Did I just see Crimson Tempest? Which I'll give you that. It's not the worst single target ability in that row of talents. Poison Bomb is just easier, but Crimson Tempest at least does single target damage. Toxic just gonna blast it through that evasion. Trinkets out of it. Chilpa's just blowing through the damage. Maybe an interrupt onto a Flesh Cut does not get it. Toxic without evasion. I think it's just gonna be going down. Chilpa's just cutting these rogues down. All right. Well, Chicago held off with an incredible amount of healing. Warriors team Chupas came in and just sweeped it under the rug at the end. At least brought a victory for his team. Chupas, yo, Tyler, right now, my man. Yeah, the boy's back, dude. He's got to get a really good gear, Tyler. He needs a little bit of gear, but the man still got it, dude. The man's still got it. Oh my goodness, he's still repping that alliance, trying to get groups up in there. Finally, got glad finally. Now I don't want to play. El Capitan, you got Glad? Congratulations, my dude. You should take that Glad gear and take it into a duel sometime. What card did you get Glad on, my guy? I'm sorry, Chill Plus, one of the reasons I love my DK, my guy. Dude, let's go. Yo, Chill Plus made Frost DK look so good, dude. So good. My good. He was playing the spec when nobody played it, dude. Nobody brought it to those. Chill Plus would just go win 1v5 and outlive them all. When it was like, dude, everybody would be like, yo, DK has no survivability, there's no damage, I can't beat anybody. And Chilpa's like, yeah, I can't do that either, but I'm gonna try my damn hardest. Necrolord Warrior. Not bad. Congrats. Warriors are really good in PvP right now. Like, actually insane. So that's awesome, my dude. Just woke up. I'm so tired. It's 8:44. My God, what's up, my dude? Hope you're having a good one night. And your horde groups up. I think we do have Chicago groups. Chicago got a group up and running. You guys can join it. Night King, we gotta get him up and running unless he has a 5-man. The moment we get geared, I'm gonna be unstoppable. Yo, huge. Actually huge. Jack, which one are you, my guy? A trial, LMAO, definitely need more gear. Which character were you, Jack? Were you the rogue, or were you the Death Knight, or the hunter? 5 and ready. All right, we gotta get Chicago, a 5-man, and we'll queue up again, boys. Toxic. Oh, are you saying you were somebody? Who was named Toxic in that group, actually? Toxic, I'm the rogue. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you meant toxic, like I said something toxic. I was like, wait, did I say something bad? Wait a second. I don't poison bomb most of the times, but it could episode of 5% action damage. Fair enough, but you know what? Even in PvE, the damage difference between poison bomb and crimson tempest, like poison bomb is just slightly better. But like if you're running mythic pluses and you're running PvE, you're just crimson tempest when you're not shiving, because it's actually just more the damage. So that's why I was like, you know what? Weird move, but it's not the worst. That's not bad at all. Because even in PvE, it's like not the worst move, like in terms of damage numbers. Because Toxic, Poison Bomb, and Crimson Tempest, they're pretty close. It's slightly for single target. Poison Bomb just leans onto it a little bit, but it's such a little difference. You no-brainer, go Crimson for Mythic Pluses. It won't lower down your single target damage by much at all. Might as well not be at all. 30k and 40k, that is a pretty big difference. Yep. Awkward start? Yeah, fair enough. It did drop you down with a Death and Decay. Didn't really get you a proper opener. I feel like if you got a proper opener, it would have been a different story. For out of our Horde, boys, we need one more on Team Horde for Chicago. Hit us up in the LFG. Player versus player, premier group, custom PvP, find a group, top number 5 in the chat. Enter literally number 5. And there it is, Chicago, making a group, trying to get some Horde boys in here. You guys are all welcome. Everybody welcome. Back to 3 months of being offline GDs. Dude, they really got to do something with Conquest catch-up. Like, they really got to do something with Conquest catch-up. I've been peeping a bunch of forum threads about people talking about, you know what else could they do to make stuff quality of life updates with 915? Because a lot of stuff they're doing is good, but somebody's like, yo, Conquest catch-up, it is pretty massive. And if you log on like a fresh character, they're like, okay, new season. I've been a little late. Let's cap on my conquest. I need to earn 6,850 conquest. Quite a lot. You could do 2v2s, which I think gives you 25 conquests a win. You could do 3v3s, which I think gives you 35 past the first one. And I don't know about RPGs. I know it gives you 150, but it's a lot afterwards. So it's a lot of games to catch up to, right? And I feel like they should just... I feel like, one, they need to add more ways to earn conquest. I feel like through world content. I really think world content needs to let people get conquest. 1. Second, you should be able to earn more conquest if you're behind. Because, like, I mean, I have a full gear on my rogue, right? I grinded for that gear, but like, if I want to play some alts, why not, right? Or somebody comes into late season, hey, gear is pretty important in Shadowlands. If somebody can catch up on conquest, at least they'll get something going. When 915 comes out, we have no idea just yet. We have no clue. Hopefully Blizzard will have some kind of announcement next week. I would love it if there were like next week comes out, Tuesday drops by, and they make a blue post. Hey guys, 915 coming out in 2 weeks. We got a mage shower on there. We got all this stuff in there. By the way, we added a bunch of quality of life stuff, class changes. Actually, I don't know if they do a lot of class changes, a lot of updates, if they'll be able to put out 915 because that does need to be tested. But it'd be kind of cool if they were like, hey, 2 weeks, 915 comes out. And after 915 comes out, 2 weeks after, you get Legion time walking. So if you want to get any characters up and running, get them max, get them some gear before the mage tower opens, you can do that. I think it'd be so good. To get back into Outlaw, that was her class back at Legion and BFA, and that's Sword, but sadly, that's so good, my guy. You just need a sword in main hand, you'll be good. I need more gear, but decent damage for challenger gear. Yeah, it's pretty good. When 915 comes out, we have no idea, Mahendra. We have no clue. I would love it if they said 2 weeks, but that's not a confirmation. Far from a confirmation. It took me 2 whole weeks with 2 walls to get gear I have now. I mean, at least there's like some kind of a straightforward path, right? You just need the numbers of games, right? At least there's a straightforward path of getting there. You get the rating, then you need the conquest and the honor, which you can get it pretty easily. I honestly think they should increase the amount of honor you can get, or reduce the amount of honor you need to upgrade gear. So the amount of honor you earn, I feel like, needs to be way up. The amount of honor you need to upgrade gear could go down, so you can play alts a little bit easier. I would honestly, if they want to keep ranks on PvP gear, I think they should just drop it down to like 3 ranks for honor gear and give the ranks for conquest gear. I know they added more ranks for conquest gear to keep it more granular. So like if you're pushing from like 1950 to 2100, the difference between you and 2100 players is going to be like 3 item levels instead of like 10 between like 1800 gear and 2100 gear, which I think is good in terms of like pushing. But there's got to be a way just to gear out with conquest gear easier with just easier, faster. Because like we're so far into the season, like allowing players just to go play some alts, I think it'd be cool. Personally, I don't think the problem is gearing, is earning conquest, it's earning honor, and how much honor it costs to upgrade for all the levels. I mean, it is a lot of conquest you gotta earn too, so I feel like catch up for conquest if you are behind. I think that should be added. Like, I'm fine with my rogue getting the incremental conquest every week, but my alts, I would love it if like, up until a certain point, you just earn like 3 times or 4 times the conquest. So you can just kind of blaze through all the catch up really quickly. I think it'd be good. I think the biggest hit new players is not having X amount of vaults and miss on PvP gear outside of conquest vendor. They need to have a weekly 10-point ramp up on how much you can get a week. Yeah, I think they just need to give you more conquest. I feel like if somebody is behind and you didn't get the weekly vault gear, I feel like if somebody could just, because right now in the seasons that you've had, I believe right now if you were to get, let's say, a cap on conquest, if you were to get 6,800 feature conquest, I think you could outfit your character head to toe with conquest gear. So if you could just earn that conquest faster if you've been behind, I think that'd be fine, because you won't even need the weekly vault then. And the weekly vault, I feel like, should always give you like a big upgrade. I feel like, I mean, they have an upgrade based on rating, but I feel like maybe it should give you like +1 on the rating you have, so everybody has like something they could upgrade to, right? Let's say you're struggling 1600, the vault can give you like 1800 loot. So it's like, oh, upgrade. Because if you already have a full set of 1600, like what do you do, right? What is that gonna do for you? You know what I mean? Like bonus conquest to alts. Yeah, basically. But I kind of, the way I treat the vault is honestly not as a gearing. I feel like I treat the vault as kind of like bonus gearing, because essentially the vault is bonus gear. It's just another chance of the gear you've had, depending on the content you did. Dungeons, raids, or PvP. But in the end, you are going to be able to earn the conquest to get head-to-toe geared. And like right now we have enough conquest. If you were to earn it, you'll be able to outfit yourself head-to-toe with conquest. I just think that you should add a way for you to earn that conquest faster if you're behind. Like, instead of having to do like, how many is it? Okay, so let's say it's 2v2 arenas. Besides the first one, it's like 25 conquest, right? Calculator. We'll bring it up. 25 conquest for 6,850 conquest divided by 25. How many games you gotta win? So it's 274 arena games you gotta win. Could you do it? Yes. Could you do it while you're grinding out for like the PvP season rewards, which I think is account-wide actually? Yes, you could if you wanted to. Do I think you should have to do 274? No. I feel like you shouldn't have to do that many arenas just to be able to catch up on conquest. And that's wins, so it's not even losses. I feel like they need to cut it down from 274 to something more realistic. Right? Like 60 or something. Like if they were to reduce the amount by, I think, in half, they probably wouldn't do enough, right? Even if you reduce it in half, that's still 137. So 4, that's 68 or 69 games. You know what? I think that'll work. Like, hey, I mean, you 200 games or 200 games won or 60 games won. You know? I feel like that would do it. I feel like that could work. Maybe reduce it by 60%. 45 games you gotta do. I mean, I'll be okay with it. Let's find a way for you to catch up. Anything that would be faster. Got back so far as well, enhanced God TM SPI. Yeah, man, bonus conquest would be fire for alls. They added this, I don't know, thing to recreate WAD gear, but in WAD you could gear alls like half the time is now. Like in PvE gear, it takes a while, but it shouldn't take longer than 2 weeks to get full gear for PvP. Yeah, I think it's perfectly fine. Like, so I agree with you. Like, maybe like it should take you like 2 weeks to gear up a character. I think that's reasonable. Like, it doesn't need to be like immediately you sit down and you do like, you know, 5 games in 10 minutes and you're like, wow, I'm fully geared, right? And I think it should be a process, like 2 weeks, and you're at least kind of are caught up to like where your main is at, right? Like the season starts, we grind our mains, we do what we do, but once the season's over, you're like, okay, well, I played my main, or maybe you want to make a swap, or maybe you did all the achievement stuff. It's kind of very similar to like how raiders do it with Sylvanas, right? You pick a class, you grind to it, you kill Sylvanas, you get that mythic, you go in for the reclears, you end up reclearing Sylvanas a couple times, you got your rogue or whatever character geared out, you got the mount, and you're like, okay, well, time to play alts. Because people always do that. You'll just make alts and you'll have an alt raid and you'll do alt re-progging on that new character, trying to really learn to fight from a different perspective, trying to gear out that alt. People do that all the time. Mythic Plus the same thing. You push rating or score on one character, you get what you wanted, you're happy, you get full gear. Alright, let's try to play some alts. Let's push on those characters. Let's try a different rule, you know what I mean? Roll or whatever. Is Psycho? Yeah, I feel you, dude. I gotta make sacrifices to their heads god. He is Psycho. Let's go, dude. Yeah, I think it'd be good. You know, I think it'd be good overall. Because, like, you know, it's a 0.5 patch in particular, right? Hey, perfect opportunity to play alts. They make it all this alt stuff a lot more friendly. Like, once a character reaches 80 renown, you can switch covenants. Your alts can switch covenants. You don't have to do the storyline. You can just play. You can just get 40 renown, at least as a starter. I feel like it should make renown account wide. Like, let's say if my rogue, which is 80 in Venthyr, all my characters that are Venthyr should get 80, right? So then I'll go on my rogue, I'll go get Venthyr Kyrian, or 80 Kyrian. I'll go get 80 Nightfey. I'll go get 80 Necrolord. And once that character has accomplished that goal of grinding, my ult should get the benefit from it. Right, my alts don't need to get like the full sanctum, they don't need the anima, they don't need the full like mission board or whatever. Like just being able to utilize the soul binds because my main unlocked them. Because I'll just get a Lego and I'll just play the game, right? There'll be one less thing for me to worry about. Torghast, you can send Soul Ash so my main can grind if he wants to and send it to Soul Alts. But also Torghast, you'll just be able to, in 915, just grind it out, get the stuff you need, get your Lego. You don't have to go in there again. Like if you got the Lego you wanted, you want to try build, just go in there, grind it for a bit, get the stuff, make it. That's it. They make it, you get more of it, of the resources, and you can just keep doing it over and over and get the same amount. So you get more, and you can just keep doing it over and over. You just go in, get like 5 runs in, done, you got your currency, go craft the Lego you wanted max strength. That's it, you're good to go. You're chilling. Like they're doing a lot of the good stuff there. They're so close, you just gotta add like 1 or 2 more quality of life things. 1 or 2 more. Just a couple. Just 2 more little quality of life updates, small stuff, and people will be happy. And I feel like they done some stuff for PvP, like they added a way for you to at least gear out your ults with that box. Like they added a vendor next to a Flight Master on PTR. You guys didn't know. They added like this broker vendor that sits here, and with that vendor you can buy the item that boosts your character's renown to 40. So you can use it on ults or as a main character for the different covenants, which is good. At least you can start with a bit of renown. He also gives you an item, I think, to send anima, just 1-to-1 directly. Like you send 1,000 anima from one character to another, none of it gets lost in transaction. This is good. Then there's also 2 items, one for Valor, where you can send a dungeon piece of gear to an ult at a 210 item level. It's a random piece from the dungeon, but it's only 500 Valor. I feel like the item level piece needs to be a little bit higher in item level, I think, to catch up your ults. I think it shouldn't be 210. I think it should be like 230 or something like that, or 220. And they should also allow your ults to upgrade gear with Valor. And also take away maybe the requirements for being like, you need to have this much M+ rating in order to upgrade. Like, if your mains earned it, your ult should be able to use it. Because Valor now sits on my ults and they can't do anything with it. Like, they could maybe go and buy like mats from that one broker that can trade you like consumables or no crafting resources like ores, leathers and stuff like that for Valor, but like I would rather use that Valor to upgrade gear. So if they could just make like, okay, if your main got KSM, all your ults are treated like as if they have KSM. If your main has 2000 score of M+, then your ults basically have 2000 score of M+. So you do something on your main, you achieve it, it's awesome, and now you can play your ults, right? I think it'd be good. Because then players would have the reason of like, okay, I need to play my main, I need to get that score, I need to get all these things, I need to get... there's also another box too. If you get 1600 at least for PvP, you can buy this box for 500 conquest on your main, send it to your ults. It could be any piece of gear for conquest gear. which is not bad because you can get like a chest. Like all this gear is going to cost less than the vendor gear. Like vendor gear like rings a 565 conquest on the vendor, but you could just spend 500 on your main, send it to your alts. It is still cheaper, but you can get weapons, you can get chest pieces, you can helms. It's RNG, but that's what we have. Which I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's fine, but what about PvP gear and for alts, right? The conquest catch up. So it just would be easier to, if we have a way to get it on our alts as well. 5, all right, Night King, sounds good, my guy. Chicago, do you have a 5, man? Can we get a 1 more in there, boys? For the 5v5 1v1 duels. But you know, that's just one man's way of looking at it. That's just me. When does 915 go live? We have no idea. No clue. Hopefully Blizzard will announce something about it tomorrow? No, not tomorrow. Tuesday? Wednesday? And next week. If not the week afterwards. We don't have any leaks of like when it could be out either. Stygian Embers quality of life upgrade would be nice. For Stygian Embers, you mean like for raid gear? Yeah, I think they're actually increasing the amount of Stygian Embers you get though. I think they already have something like that. But also, I don't think it's worth committing into Stygian Embers because that whole domination gear thing isn't going to be there for the next tier, right? Like, I don't think they need to really increase it because it's only necessary if you're raiding. You can't really use those gems effectively in Mythic Pluses or PvP. Like, you can, but the mods would be kind of useless. They don't really do much. Mainly for being later in the season at that point. Yeah. I think because it's later in the season, that's where you just should allow players to do some alt stuff. But yeah, if they were to buff it, I'll be okay with it too. I missed raiding. Yo, chill pills. If you get into raiding, dude, it's actually the raiding fights have been kind of pretty challenging. Actually, if you like a challenge, how late am I? Trying to get another group up and running. Maybe you can get over in. What's up, Blue? I wonder. We need one more on the horde. With Chicago, it would be good to go boys. The step at number 5 in the LFG, and Chicago's waiting for one more horde. How do we have a 5-man alliance team and we're struggling to get a horde? That's usually the other way around. I guess Shipos walks in. Legion raiding was so fantastic. Legion raiding was great. I didn't raid all the raids in Legion on the hardest difficulty. I didn't get all my AOTCs from Legion. I think I got most of them though. Let me see. I think I might have never gotten heroic. Apparently I did get a Zavis. Okay. I got ahead of the curve, but never got CE. I didn't start CE until Argus. But I wish I would have tried Kill Jade Mythic, Gul'dan. I heard the Zavis Mythic was just too easy. Everybody in the mother got it. Gul'dan I heard it was kind of okay. Kill Jade I heard was just a monster bad. Like everybody had to be Goblin to really maximize the value. Hell yeah, I heard a Mythic was not good either. Apparently it was a priest fight. You had to bring like 8 priests or something like that to really cheese it. But I've been doing CE since then. Except for Unat. Yeah, no. We just couldn't interrupt anything. We literally couldn't interrupt nothing. I'd say the fights of Sylvanas and Cutting Edge Donnath. I like the Sylvanas fight. Actually, the whole raid Sanctum. It's a little easier than the Castle Nothria. Castle Nothria had quite a lot of personal responsibility. It was basically personal responsibility. The raid. Lots of personal responsibility for different mechanics. Everybody had some kind of role to play. Like if you get a mechanic, you gotta do it right or everybody dies. Sylvanas, I feel like is a whole Sanctum of Dimension is a lot less of that. There's some things that someone else can cover for you, which I think makes it easier. I really think they should do what BFA did. First 2 bosses are a joke so more people can even step foot into raids and get some kind of gear. I thought that was really good. Legion was sick. I'm so happy they're doing Legion Time Walking. I'm happy they're doing Mythic Plus for Legion. I'm happy they're doing Mage Tower for Legion. I think it's going to be awesome. I do think they could do more with Time Walking. I think they could, you know what I think they could do? I think they could bring World Quest from Legion back, like during Time Walking. Like, allow players to do World Quest in Legion during Time Walking, and it gives you current rewards for Shadowlands, along with the original Legion currencies and stuff. So you could go back and do emissaries while Time Walking is up, and get rewards for the XP or rep, and you can go get all the amounts from Legion for Paragon boxes if you haven't. And you can get loot that will be usable in Shadowlands. I think that'd be cool. World content and stuff. And maybe make active world bosses and their gear scales during Time Walking week. I think it'd be awesome. Legion Mythic Plus was the best Mythic Plus I ever played. Legion Mythic Plus was awesome. Definitely was awesome. I got into it very, very late though, and I remember there was only a handful of classes that were really, really good. It was a big time meta, but it was really cheesy stuff like tanks would just pull, have the dungeon, and just take it for a walk around the dungeon while Affliction Warlocks, Marksman Hunters, and Mages just blasted them to smithereens. And I know that it was a very much Windwalker and Demon Hunter dungeons. Like, you didn't really bring rogues. I think Death was also pretty decent for it too. Maybe it was just rolling 9 out of 10 ammo. Yeah, Legion was fantastic. I enjoyed a lot of parts of Legion. Like whether you PvP is the only part I think was kind of weaker for Legion because of scaling. I didn't really enjoy scaling that much. But like outside of that, Legion was fantastic. The raids were good. They were enjoyable. Mythic Mage Tower was awesome. Mythic Plus dungeons were really fun. The dungeons were awesome. Karazhan, upper and lower. Like it had so many good dungeons, dude. DHT, Dark Heart Thicket. Also, I'm part of a guild called Daddy Issues. I don't know why. Trying to bring up the dungeons for Legion because I had a lot of really good ones. I like Black Cold. I saw the Violet Hold was never a Mythic Plus. Cathedral After the Nurse was amazing. I like Corsair too. Dark Arctic was great. I was alright. I hate the Seagulls, but the rest of it was enjoyable. Halls of Valor was amazing. Maw of Souls, I feel like people are gonna hate it because players literally lived in Maw of Souls, but I still liked it. Natharian's Lair was an awesome dungeon. I enjoyed it. I did my Rogue. I did a lot of Natharian's Lair for my Rogue Hidden Skin, and I enjoy this dungeon to this day. I ran it to infinity because that was the longest one that I had to keep running over and over until I got my shackles for the skin. Upper and lower carrots was great. Cedar Rumor can burn in hell though. That one I didn't like. That's the only one I didn't enjoy. Archway was awesome. As it was one people didn't enjoy, but it was the easiest of all the dungeons. This was the one that people pushed. People were like, "Oh, Archway, I don't like the rats. I don't like the Evanir fight. Gots is kind of hard. General Zakal can kill me." And you know what? Advice of Andrews is a little weird where he does this whole like sends you to different places. I was like, you know what? It's actually the easiest dungeon to push. Involved. Fantastic. I enjoyed it. 5 bosses, but all 5 of them were fun. Cordana was really, really enjoyable too. Am I allowed to get that? What's up, Dirk? I hated my guy. We need a +1 on Team Chicago, boys. We can get a 5-pound duels up and running. I'll give it a couple of minutes. Vord and Walt. Yeah, Walt and Warren's also really good too. You want more Horde boys? I mean, the best part of Legion was Order Halls and class fantasy in general. I feel like a lot of players during Legion complained like, wait, Blizzard could have done so much more with order halls. Why don't we have like full order hall, bigger campaigns and whatever? But you know what? Looking back at it, a lot of people I remember complaining about order halls, how they were kind of boring and lame. But in comparison, like now, they were insanely cool. You had the mounts, you had the different transmogs there, right? You have the different storylines. It was time gated a little, but I really didn't mind it at the time. Like, oh, okay, so for the next 4 days, I just got to do my command missions. Cool. I got other alts I'm going to play, so I'm just going to send my command missions, log off, get another alt, level that for a bit, you know? I thought it was fine. I really didn't mind it. But I remember people complained about order halls, like they were like, "Yo, this is what this is." I remember people saying that, you know what, they could have done like guild halls instead, if not order halls. I'm just hanging out there with other priests on my server of both factions, and I just don't do anything. But literally, I go do my weapon stuff. I do my mission tables there. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I remember at the time people complained, but looking back at it, like, dude, that was awesome. It was pretty freaking cool. I remember people were saying, dude, give me garrisons back. I don't want order halls. At the time, in Legion, they were saying, you know what, garrisons were better. Like, you also got... at that point, dude, when people were saying in Legion, the WoD was better, I tuned it out completely. I don't know, dude. MM was a blast then. I didn't really like MM of Legion because I had a hard time figuring it out, really. I didn't like the vulnerability mechanic, but a lot of people enjoyed it and had fun with it. So I can't really say much about it. I kind of liked it how they removed vulnerability in BFA, but I still am not a big fan of marksman. I don't know. I didn't really enjoy that mechanic. I would have a hard time with it. I don't know why. I don't know why. Which spec is good for PvP learning Rogue? I started with Assassination. It's a really solid, straightforward spec. I would do that. At least we had them. True. We had order halls and all that stuff. I enjoyed it, dude. Rogues had what everybody deemed as the worst one. They were like, wait, you hang out in sewers? LOLXD. But I was like, you know what? When you actually hang out in there, you got like bands of criminals, pirates, assassins. Like it fits. It's really, really cool. Like rogues, they're not someone in the spotlight. They're in the shadows doing background stuff. I enjoyed it, dude. Everybody were like, wait, everybody got these cool order halls. And people were like, we should have had the Revan hold. And it's like, well, I guess they could have. But it would have been like, what? Everybody would have had like a massive castle, an underground like hall chamber, a floating ziggurat, literally go off world on a planet. And the rogues would have just been in like a shack. So do you want the sewers or do you want the Revan hold shack? And while it's a build, it's supposed to be a building, it's supposed to be like a manor. I feel like people will still memed, is what I'm trying to say. Chicago got a 5-man. We got Night King. Let's get another open running, boys. Sub is great. Yeah, Sub is really good for PvP, but I'm saying Assassination for a new player. I feel like that would be a good learning spec. You got dots, you got CC, you got a bit of mobility, but it's survivability. You got a little bit of everything. Over question, can I play Rogue at DPS comps? Play Rogue with a lot of double DPS. I feel like Assassin could work okay with double DPS. Sub is a little bit better for it. I'd say if you're learning, start with Assassin to get the basics, and then try to play some Sub. But Assassin will at least give you like Vendetta, it'll give you all the stuff you need. The Rogue Order Hall I'm always cool than my DK one. I was very disappointed with the DK Order Hall being Archerus. I guess, yeah, because you've been an Archerus before, but if you're playing a Rogue, or a lot of Rogues then be Death Knights. Like, hanging around in the Rogue Order Hall, people would talk about, dude, Death Knights get this floating ziggurat. It looks badass. We just get a sewer. So it all depends. Like, it always looks like the grass is greener on the other side. But people complained. I remember people complained a ton. But I guess... I feel like this is World of Warcraft in general. There's always so you can't please everybody. So, you know, what can you do? Which we got ourselves team one together with Quick Shot over as Survival Hunter. Go for the Voodoo Hoodoo. We got ourselves a Malfrun. It sounds like Malfurion, but with a bit of fun in it. Night Pally over in Team 1. Toxic gonna be up first as a suburb with Chicago chilling in the back. Ooh, I like that look. That mask, the shoulders, it's gonna be Demon Barry going with the Shackles of Addiction onto Toxic, just trying to reduce the amount of healing he can get. Toxic going with the kidney shot, tricking out of the Demon Hunter. It's gonna be Shadow Blades full burst up. Toxic with an evasion. Hunt comes down for Demon Barry. I believe you actually might have been able to. Oh my goodness, I think evasion might have helped with the Hunt, didn't it? Like, can't you evasion Hunt? I'm not even sure what can you evasion with Hunt. How can you move Hunt? I don't even know, honestly. Demon Barry bodying the Rogue though, super on Forge with Quick Shot going to be up next, landing a stun on Demon Barry. Trinket out, no longer available for Demon Barry. Just get a blaster from range, try to see if he closes the gap. There's going to be the Chimeric Poison rotating the different deliberating, well, poisons rather, the toxins. Demon Barry is going to have all that rotated, pulling it back actually, and that's going to be Quick Shot pulling the pet back altogether. Got himself that full coordinator soul, but looks like it's going to be down for the time being. Getting many advantages for Demon Barry. No Trinket, no Metamorphosis either, so he doesn't really have a lot of defenses that he can work with. He's going to have to be very, very careful. I think he needs to maximize the Demon form. Every time he gets I-Beam, he better go for as much life heal as possible. Stun into Quick Shot. Does he have the good setup? The big I-Beam to follow. The I-Beam is up. He needs to maximize the damage for it. Going to be a stun to Quick Shot. Big damage to follow. It's going to be Karen Strikes. Quick Shot. Actually, no health whatsoever. Looks like there's some kind of a dot on him. I think this man might be down for the count at no health whatsoever. Dropping down traps, and that's going to be a well rush by Demon Barry. I think it's a dot that took down the Hunter in the first place anyway. Demon Barry's taking him out with Night Pally popping off full wings, full wreck, looking to lock down the Demon Hunter, just smite him from the face of the earth. Gonna be a stun by the DH, Trinket out of Night Pally, looking to end it. Hunt coming out for Demon Barry, can maybe get some kind of healing. Massive health recovery with the I-Beam. Night Pally having to go for a bubble. Oh my god, Demon Barry, that's gonna be blind breaking. And Night Pally survived it barely. Demon Barry without a Hunt and the I-Beam recovered a ton of health, forced out a bubble out of Night Pally. If he could just get back in there with another I-Beam, he could totally make something happen, because Demon Barry's back up a full, Trinket back up. This Demon Hunter just going in for the biggest damage he can, trying to make plays happen and doing it so far so good. DC'd. Hopefully Chicago will get back in, as they're saying they are DC'd, but they're not out first. Stun onto Night Pally. Demon Barry's going with a big old I-Beam. Metamorphosis and actually getting the big I-Beam damage into Night Pally too. I wonder what Lego he's running for the PvP. Night Pally just waiting out the Demon form altogether. Demon Barry's with a blur, charging him with a stun onto Night Pally. That is going to be DR. Hodge onto Demon Barry. Trinket for the Demon Hunter as the Shield of Vengeance is up for Night Pally. Looking to get some damage on Demon Barry as he backs up. Shadow Melt. Night Pally could just go Consecrate. Got to be Blade Dance for Demon Barry. Busting through the Shield of Vengeance. That thing is going to pop back on him. Not going to feel all that good. Demon Barry needs I-Beam back up. He needs some kind of healing and survivability. It looks like he might just have to wait out maybe until Hunt is back up with the I-Beam. He is going to definitely need to stun Night Pally. He definitely needs to get a stun, maybe a Hunt, and go in for some big damage. I don't know if he has anything available. Stun into maybe getting some damage in. No I-beam for the time being. Needs recovery. I-beam is up as Night Pally got wings. Maybe Demon Berry could just survive this. Looks like he's gonna back up. Night Pally's definitely gonna be able to get some healing behind the pillar. Demon Berry trying to see if he can approach him with an imprisoned follow. Hunt comes down. Could go for a lot of healing. Blinded by Night Pally. Dot's still rolling on him. Is he just still dead either way? Oh my goodness. I don't think you realize that the Haunt comes with the damage over time afterwards. So Demon Berry just bought it a second, third person so far. Gonna be an open about Malfun. Demon Berry has all defenses available. Stun to Malfun, has Darkness, has Blur. Stun onto that Trinket, forcing out a lot of defenses out of Malfun so far. Darkness is down together with Blur. Demon Berry needs a lot of healing. Needs to carve out as much damage as he can into Malfun. I don't think he gets any healing while he's sitting into Fleshcraft Shield. And the Dots are going to catch up with him, with Shilpa's going to be up next. Yoinking the kitty back to where he's at. Big slappy hand available. Malfun is going to get hit with a blind. Shilpa's playing a blind, so I do wonder what kind of ability he's going to go for. Chaining up his playstyle. Stun onto Malfun. No chicken available. Big damage over Chilpas. Just blasting through Malfun. Does he have friends in region? Trying to see if he can heal up. Chilpas is continuing to pound pressure into the guy. Bashed by Malfun as a dragon comes out. And Chilpas is still putting in lots of pressure to Malfun. I don't think you have anywhere to go. My goodness. And Chicago's the last one left, but they are DC'd. And hopefully they can get back in. That'd be the worst if that's how this duel ends. Because Chicago still has to go right through Chilpas and the rest of his army. 4 boys up there for Chicago to fight through. Try to get a Death and Decay exploding the... Actually, I'm surprised the Pet Explosion does not amazing damage, but a decent amount. And hopefully we can get Chicago to get back in. You know what I mean? Basically, Rogue and Mage burst one target and Poly the other. Focus the pressure on Trinket unless versus Poly you gotta go for some bubble half the time you get swap mid game. This is why I suggest going to Sass Rogue, because at least you can just pick a target and you can just stun lock them and put cooldowns into them, put defenses, put pressure, and hopefully get out of there afterwards. Vanish, reset, and go again. I think Assassin would be a little bit easier. Don't kill Chicago. Well, if Chicago's deceived, not much you can really do about it. Huh? Who is that? Who is that? Huh? Oh. Okay, I guess they hit the ceiling. I was gonna say for a second. Well, Chicago hoping they get back in, because eventually the dampen is gonna be really, really high. Wait, so you sacrifice a soul and now you're capturing it? Oh my god. You're just reducing everybody, just shrinking everybody. Game being responsive right now, might wait and come back in. Wait, I might be back in. Okay, we'll wait out Chicago. LMAO. Yeah, Chilpa's just going out, cleaning out the floor, dude. Cremating, shrinking these boys, sending those souls out. He's just cleaning up, dude. He's being the death and janitor. He's just sending those souls to the Shadowlands in one way or another. I guess that's all you can really do while waiting up for Chicago. He's really trying to give him as much of a... Oh, just flags that guy. He's like, nah, your soul, you're just gonna stick around for a bit. Well, hopefully Chicago can get back in, because there's a lot of dudes waiting for you. I just noticed your axes, one has like a green, one has a red pumping heart. Hopefully. Need another one again because we didn't get to do it properly. Oh, okay. I guess we can go again. Yeah, I guess we could go again because we didn't really get a proper chance, did we? Did I do good even though I got kicked out of my style? I think I did alright. I did have their HP in like 4 to 5 hits. That's pretty good. That's a start. That's a pretty big start. You know what I mean? Alright, Chicago, Night King, let me know when you guys are ready. Yeah, that was gonna be a really good duel too. Like the Demonology was doing pretty good, dude. Actually surviving, doing pretty well. Ready? Alright, Chicago, as soon as you're ready, we'll go. We can go again with the same group, so if you need to swap up groups, we can do that too. Glass Cannon, by the way, 63% mastery. Wait, so you're running no Versa? That's a lot of Actually, is that a lot of mastery for sub-rogues? Is that a lot of mastery? because I know different rogues, depending on rogue that you're in, I guess how many points of mastery do you have? Because mastery is a different value for everybody. Like if you tell me you have like 800 points of mastery in gear, that would tell me more than like 63% mastery. Because I don't really know like where mastery for sub-rogue starts and how it scales. You know what I mean? 13% masked. Yeah, if you tell me like how many points you have, like 500, 600 points, 800 points, 1,000 points, 13% Versa. Yeah, okay, so you might need a little more Versa for survivability, but I think with a Giga Mastery build, you could make something work. Especially if you got big finishes back to back. I wonder if you would go with like a big one-shotty build, or would you go for like a sustainy build? I think it would maybe go sustainy build still. I feel like the one-shotty builds, Blizzard really tries to discourage sub-rogues from playing. Like whether you play Night Stalker, whether you play like Dark Shadows. I think the really one for you to, maybe if you want to play Dark Shadows, you want to play Subterfuge. Or if you go to play like Night Stalker, I think they're fine if you play like Envelop in Shadows, so you can get more dances. I don't think the one for you to really play Night Stalker, Dark Shadows, because I think those two are just so not DRing off of one another, but something else. Like they're both real low in value. Actually, isn't there a website where you can look up all the different value? I think I'm good. All right, we'll get you guys back in there. We'll just get you guys back up in there, yeah? Dalaran Sewers. That's actually good arena too. We could roll with that. Let's see. Leaderboards, PvP, talents, spell modifiers. There it is. Yeah, we actually have spell modifiers here in PvP. There's a lot of them, in fact. For rogues, the spell modifiers, I think we need talent modifiers. Oh, Night Stalker. So Night Stalker is 50% value in PvP. So you have like 10% movement, 10% more damage, or 25% more damage instead of 15. Dark Shadow, I think, is... Where is it? Is it talents I gotta look at? Hold on, I'm looking at this website here. PvP talents, sub-rogue. Is it just gonna show me talents? Oh, it shows the popularity on talents. Okay, hold on. Well, I gotta look up Dark Shadow, how that modifies itself. Anyway, we got ourselves the boys together with Team 1. We got ourselves Quick trying out that Marksman instead. Malfun on the Feral Night Pally. We got ourselves Toxic as well. Chicago going to be first up. Chicago didn't really get a chance. And actually, Demonberry is going to be first up versus Chicago. Trying to go for the double I-beam while in Metamorphosis is going to have that extra demon joining the fight. Trinkets as he gets hit with the stuns, but Chicago just going to try to see if he can deal with Ghost Rolls by himself. Just go for the AoE. Letting that Leech just aid him a little bit more. On Team 2, we have versus Night Fox in Survival. Siffy as Feral. We got a Chill Pills as well as CB's as the Demonology. Gonna be some damage onto Demon Bears trying to go for Shackles of Malediction. Chicago, do they have a Shackle? Is Chicago just gonna heal through the Chains of Malediction? Just doing damage to Demon Bears instead. Demon Bears going for the Warlock House and trying to avoid Chicago as best as he can. I don't know if he has a haunt available or anything. Trying to go for the big I-beam with an interrupt. Chicago's still gonna get hit by the I-beam version of the Havoc Vengeance Demon Hunter. What is it called? What is it called actually? I don't actually know. Demon Bear is taking a bit of damage. The Ghost is actually really rampant on him. In prison on Chicago is gonna break, and the zap just stopping the boy's heart. With iFogs getting to join in. Chicago waiting them out. He's setting a Earth Elemental pretty early on. And iFox actually just focusing on the Earth. Ellie is going to get some dots on Chicago. Quick feign death as the pet is going to get the aggro of the Earth. Ellie stun on Chicago. iFox swinging around but does want to disengage immediately, leaving Chicago with a couple of dots. And it's going to keep the pet away. Wait, did the Felguard just get taunted by... I think that Felguard might have gotten taunted by the Earth Elemental there for a second. Gonna be the grounding totem or that freezing totem on Chicago. Chicago does run a grounding totem. He could ground the traps, potentially. But Chicago is going to send in a Primordial Bolt, put in a Flame Shock onto iFox, as iFox is going to peel the pet back out again. How does iFox deal with Chicago? I think he gotta go for the range damage, but Chicago could just heal through it. How is iFox going to be able to do this actually? Cannot go for a proper camo with the Earth Elemental beating up his pet. So I think iFox just needs to literally wait out until the Earth Elemental, and hey, as I said, the Earth Elemental is gone. Dropping down Steel Trap Chicago, trying to get some damage onto the main pet, letting the Ghost Souls do a lot of work onto iFox pet. Is going to have to go for the pet heal with Petman whenever he can in order to keep his pet alive and healthy. Full flash cut is up for Chicago as iFox lands a stun, getting those kill shot procs back to back. Chicago could be in a pretty bad spot potentially if iFox just goes with all those procs as well as with damage. Is sitting behind the pillar, has another proc for kill shot, but looks like he decided to go for a very defensive play instead. And I think the kill shot proc at this point is probably gone. It's going to go for a trinket. I think a battle message trinket potentially. And it's going to be a Warlock Helston used in order to give himself a bit of a heal. Sunder by Chicago. Trying to land a stun onto iFox. Does he hit it? Is the pet instead harpooned by iFox. Cannot use the pet for a moment. The pet was down for a second. Chicago trying to create some line of sight. Normally it's iFox the one trying to create a line of sight, but Chicago is the one running away from the guy. Freezing trap. Break it. I'm not really sure what broke that freezing trap. I don't think it was a dot. It must have been though, right? It must have been some sort of a dot from something. I don't think iFox has any kind of procs or anything to break it. Gonna be Ghost Wolves just attacking the Rapture, and I think the Ghost Wolves by themselves could probably take the Rapture down. That thing is taking a bit of damage, especially since it's getting focused. Chicago approaching. iFox is gonna turn attention onto the pet as soon as he can, but being out in the open, iFox is gonna win the range game here. You got grenades, you got the poisons, got the eagle as well. Especially during eagle, trying to go for feign death. The pet gonna get hit with a flame shock, however, so not much you can really do about it. Manic bandages are rolling. Chicago dropping down a Earthbind totem to at least pop a slow. iFox tossing in nades with the chakrams as well. Tossing even more grenades at Chicago. Trying to keep the pressure in some way, somehow. But Chicago just got so much raw heal. Flash cut. iFox could swing around, maybe land an interrupt. I wonder if that was worth the move, because he now has to deal with now a very tanky enhanced Shaman. Already the Shaman has a lot of sustainability, survivability with all the healing, but now you get the flash cut that just keeps you like an absolute tank. Cannot wait until that flash cut goes serve. I mean, Chicago, an enhanced Shaman or like an arms warrior with a flash cut, I actually don't mind it being kind of tanky, because normally it's not a class that has like, I guess enhanced Shaman has healing, but like an arms warrior with a flash cut, so you might be able to at least stand to toe with like a one-shotty Paladin. I feel like that could be an exciting match, but I'm okay with them nerfing it even by a little. Look at iFox taking as much damage as it did, and it feels like Chicago just barely even touched him. Chicago barely did anything to iFox, and he's already sitting at like 25% health. He's gonna go for Manic Bandage. I'm pretty sure his pet is dotted up, will not be able to get himself a camo. Chicago doesn't even try to go to interrupt the pet heal or anything. Just trying to see if he might be able to get Ghosts back up. Every time his Elemental Shield gets tagged, you're watching the Ghost Wolves, they get back quicker and quicker. Every time he spends Maelstrom, he does. Is it every time he generates Maelstrom, or is it every time he spends Maelstrom? I think it's every time he generates Maelstrom, he can just get so many resources back up. iFox is going to go for, I think I'll try to go for Feign Death. The Raptors are kind of splitting. One attack of the pet, one attack of the hunter. It looks like it's going to be a bit of split pressure. Both the pet and the hunter could take a lot of damage. Chicago focusing on the pet quite a bit, throwing in lightning bolts. iFox trying to get him some healing. iFox, though, his health not doing that great either. Trying to maintain his pet, but needs to go the Manic Bandages in order to maintain himself. Cannot land a camo with the pet having a flame shock on it, and iFox cannot remove it at all. Wait, if Fox seed, or maybe just a little bit of lag, at least the guy is still in the game. At least he's still hanging in as a flame shock is rolling. Chicago trying to swing around, trying to make some damage happen. And iFox just keeping the dots rolling, trying to remove any kind of buffs off of Chicago. What buffs can you remove? I don't think you can remove Maelstrom or nothing. Trying to go for a bit of CC with Dora. Shadows is trying to buy himself as much time as he can. Chicago is sitting at 75% health, so iFox potentially could maybe make some bursts happen. 40 seconds though until he can make something work. Wait, potentially, oh, I thought it was going to be maybe a full-blown camo, but the Rapture immediately attacked him. I'm pretty sure iFox's pet probably had some sort of a dot on it anyway. Going to be Chicago with a stun totem. iFox actually goes to eliminate it. Turtle Shell is up, and Chicago, Earth Elemental getting frozen. iFox getting himself some healing. Gonna be Chicago blasting zaps at the pet with the flash cut behind the pillar. And iFox trying to CC the Earth Elemental. I don't think he needs to really focus on it. That thing does a bit of damage, but not that much. Chicago is gonna get hit with that Chimeric Poison, reducing the amount of damage and healing he does for a short moment after that silence. iFox just lobbing grenades from all the way downtown, but that flash gut's still holding strong. The kill shots finally puncture that shield. The ghosts are in. Freebie damage for Chicago. As long as he can keep the pets in there, it looks like CBZ is having to keep his Felgar back because the Earth Elemental does do an AoE taunt from time to time. I don't think he's doing it on purpose. I think he's literally having to keep his pet back. Because I think that thing does actually taunt. Even if you put it on passive, it will try to taunt things near it. I believe it has one ability, and when it's like a normal Earth Elemental, not the empowered one. And I think it is just an AoE taunt. But I think that's off if you have a tank in your group. If the tank is alive. Going to be Earth Elemental down for the count in Chicago. Trying to just waddle over iFox as the guy just doesn't have a lot of healing available. Maybe he can get some sort of a trap CC. That's going to be big Storm Strike for Chicago. Trying to go for a heal. iFox not even going to close the gap at all. Just lobbing grenades from a good distance away. Chicago just needs a 1 or 2 hits. Just maybe a Flame Shock will probably do it. He's trying to go for Door Shadows. I think the Flame Shock might just kill him. Feign death for a second. I think it removes the Flame Shock. Flame Shock on the pet. Chicago could have just hit iFox instead. But it's trying to make sure that a Hunter does not get a full camo. He's going to at least give a Flame Shock on the pet. The Hunter can at least remove his. But he can't remove it from the pet. Stunned by the pet. iFox looking to maybe make some damage happen. Does not have cooldowns for a while, but he's got them nazed. The Raptors are back in. If he can survive the Raptors somehow, you might be kind of okay. Gonna be that pet sack on him. It looks like the pets are actually swapping to the Raptor instead. Did Chicago swap the pets on the Raptor? Or maybe Chicago attacking the Raptor, got the Raptors to follow suit. iFox had no health. Chicago literally just waiting out with him. iFox with a Shadow Mill for a second. Does get a camo. Manic bandages. No dots on the pet. Wait a second. Sunder. Looks like it does the pet out. iFox is getting the Flame Shot in. Trying to do as much damage as he can. Got himself the aspect of the Eagle, so he got some damage. Chicago pulling back behind the pillar. Chicago's going to get himself a bit of a heal. iFox at least can kite. But I don't know if he's got a reheal of his own. Flame Shock back on the pet. I'm actually surprised he got that camo off for a second. I'm actually very, very surprised. What's up, Chim? Привет, друзья. Как ты? Здорово, здорово, как дела? Russians in the chat. Hello. Gonna be iFox still. How is this man still alive? This guy's just living for his life. He's trying his hardest against Chicago. I feel like if Chicago didn't go behind the pillar a couple times, if you just committed damage onto iFox, like, I know if sending a Flame Shock when you're just gonna feign death it off, that could be a little rough. That could definitely be challenging. But sometimes I feel like Chicago could have just Flame Shock the Hunter after he's feigned death, and that might have been over. Zapping him down, and Chicago's gonna have Sappy up next as a Feral Druid. Can Chicago deal through him? Can Chicago battle through the Feral? Potentially big bites out of Sappy. They're trying to make some damage happen versus Chicago. Wall out by the Shaman Trinkets. That's going to be Shackles and Addiction. Chicago does have a Grounding Totem for it. I think Grounding Totem absorbing a lot of those, either the damage or the Necrotics. I don't know which one the Grounding Totem will absorb. But Chicago did have a little bit of that Necrotic on them. Big bites by Sippy, trying to go for a bit of heal. Fred's a regen while in bear form. Actually, can't Chicago cleanse the Swarm off of Sippy? When it pops the Swarm on him, can't you just cleanse it? Isn't that going to reduce the amount of healing the guy gets? Or is that not a thing? I'm all wrong on that. Sippy at no health whatsoever. 34% dampening. Some Storm Strikes are needed for Chicago, and it's over. Boris got up for Sippy, trying to get a main, but it's going to be super Giga DR. Trying to get himself a bit of a heal. And Chicago with a Storm Strike takes him out. CBZ's charging in on the mount. Is going to get himself the Fel Lord on one side. The Fel Lord doesn't quite cover the corner around the box, which doesn't really give Chicago plenty of room to reposition. Actually, this is not going to walk into the Fel Lord. CBZ is just forced to push in, has to get a little aggressive, kind of wants to stay next to the Fel Lord because it's going to be a lot safer there. Ghosts joined the fight. Chicago just going to probably just rush at him. It's going to be CBZ's dropping down the obelisk. I think Chicago got a full flesh guard. I believe CBZ might have been able to interrupt it. I don't know if he could or couldn't. Gonna set Chicago out in the open, hit him with a fear while Obelisk is up, get him fast casting. For the time being, Chicago is going to be able to kind of hang out where they are behind the pillar, as is going to be a stun down on Chicago. CB Zeus has a Tyrant available and rolling. Going to be a second Fel Lord join, or Felguard join the fight. Chicago doesn't sit that stun long at all. They get interrupted onto CB Zeus, and it looks like Chicago barely touched CB Zeus, but look at the guy's health. Literally barely touched him. I think it was just straight up old Ghost Soul just doing majority of that work together with a Flame Shock. Chicago is going to get another interrupt on Shadow. Finally getting the melee of CBZs. Potentially could make some damage happen. Getting those storm strikes in the decimated bolt out for CBZs. Trying to get the damage in. Sunder doesn't even let him get the cast off. Going to be a wild CBZs going for the battle match. Stricken Fear on Chicago. Trying to still set up another decimated bolt. Finally able to do it. I think I was actually grounding that ended up absorbing it completely. I don't know if he has the buffs, but CBZs is actually just out of options. Literally, I think just accepting death. He just accepted it. That grounding, does the grounding even give you the damage buff anymore? Chill Pills is the last one for his team to try to see if he can maybe avenge the rest of the squad. Trying to pop off with full cooldown. Chicago with that Walls Boss off Elemental. I believe Chicago is basically going into Chill Pills with full cooldowns. He just outlasted everybody, and he just made sure that he's going against the Death Knight, the one man that can take him down with every CD available. Sunder and Chilpas does not get bothered by it. Chicago trying to swing around. Battle Match Stricken getting used. Wants to go for full flesh cut at some point. Chilpas has an interrupt. Maybe Chicago can fake him out with a nature cast. Cannot do it right now. Just under a lot of pressure. Chilpas, though, also under quite a bit of pressure between the Ghostos, between the zaps of lightning, between the Storm Strike. Chicago just does so much damage, even though it felt like Chicago was running away from Chilpas the whole time. Hex trying to come out. Gonna be Lynchborn for Chilpas. Does not want to have to interrupt the nature cast. Flesh cut top does not have a kick for it. Looks like the grounding sort of absorbed the kick from Chilpas. Chicago made a massive play just now with that grounding. Chilpas going for the death pack. His health is completely necrotic out. Stun Chicago going for a flesh cut. No interrupt by Chicago. So it's a full flesh cut burned through really quickly. Chilpas going for the death strikes, and Chicago swings behind him with a zap. Oh my goodness. Chicago. A big old 1v5. Oh my. Is it just me, or does it feel like Chicago is running away from some of these guys the whole time and they're just melting? Chicago is just not even next to them and their health bars are just shrinking over time. That is just unbelievable amount of damage that goes out. Like, this is just insane. The build seems to work really well. Respect the Hunter for cutting ability. Gotta give him credit, yeah. That's why Chicago is so dangerous that maybe they almost need to do my job. Really? What do you, depends what you do, Tyler. Good Hunter? Yeah, Hunter did pretty well. It's a little rough though. Anyway, boys, can we go again one more? Did we do that? We can maybe redo that if the group is still ready. If you guys are down. It is a little bit late in the night. I was finishing build that time. Wasn't really. It just does so much damage. Like, you're rotting people down. You're literally just rotting people down. You're looking at you and they're just dead. I don't understand it. For the stun, Orc is better for stun reduction. Does Orc race matter? You know what? Honestly, you can play whatever you like, but if you do want to play a racial that is going to give you an advantage, like if you like playing that, if that's what you want to do, if that's how you want to play the game, Orc is pretty good for Horde. Undead could be good for Fears. Those are Blood Elf could be good for Dispel the boss from an enemy, like if they got a Blessing of Protection or if they got Combustion, you can remove it sometimes. So Undead, Blood Elf, or Orc, depending. I think Orc is probably the go-to. If you're playing Alliance, Night Elf I think is really, really good right now. But if you're someone who doesn't really care that much about racials, you can literally play whatever you like. It doesn't make that much of a difference. Like, I play Nightborn. I bring like an AoE slow. Like, it does nothing. But I like it. It never bothered me. I never felt like I needed Orc. Maybe if I were to like trying to go for literally rank 1, Orc would be fantastic, but I don't think it makes that much of a difference. Hunter's the only one on our team that would deal his gear. Big on Forge, dude. Big on Forge. I don't mean, of course gear makes a difference, but like his build, he's literally playing defensively. He's literally just put a flame shock on them, Ghostos, and just gets the hell out of dodge, right? He just doesn't even touch anybody, which is super weird. Chill, what's your item level? Minus 208, so 12 in PvP. Yeah, hopefully with the 915, they end up in the, they are up in the item level for like the Honor gear and the Conquest gear. And they're adding more ranks in between for Conquest, but they're up in the item level for Honor. So at least you can get like combatant gear with full Honor stuff. I'm hoping they up it a little more to make the gaps a little bit smaller. A bit of roots of stuns and racial makes Orc better, but not super, just enough to make Scythe the better pick. Yeah, that's, if you want to play it, you can. Let's do it again. If Night King got a full group, we're good. PvP 243, that's a decent start. That's a decent number. My Rogue, on the other hand, like, you know, fully geared out. I still need to get my CC Breaker Trinket, which honestly I might work on it tonight a little. If I can get CC Breaker Trinket maxed out with Honor, like, I'll actually be Abyss. In one, okay, we can give you guys a few minutes. If not, then if we can get one more on the Alliance, He plays the wolves that gives you maelstrom stacks and heals you forever. Yeah, the wolves are really, really good. I know the healing part, the wolves are really good for. I'm just like, it feels like Chicago. I guess like Night King, for example, he was in Ghost Wolf, running away from him for a good portion of that. Like he pop wolf, did some damage, and then just running away in Ghost Wolves. And you look at Night King after Night King's burst, Chicago's health is the top. Night King is like, it's shrinking slowly but surely. So it's like he's playing a build where he does damage without even having to touch somebody, which is so cool on one hand, but also it's like, how, you know, how does this work? How are you doing this, you know? If we can get another one in Alliance, boys, we can do another one. I'm down. What the hell, I need Conquest gear? Yeah, this is why they should add catch up for Conquest gear, dudes. This is why they gotta add catch up for Conquest. Honestly, I feel like they just need to add more ways to earn Conquest. Like add some world quests like back in BFA that get both factions of Alliance and Horde in one area, make it fight each other, and make it so you can earn Conquest that way. Because imagine if in War Mode you can get Conquest while doing dailies, dude. More people would turn on War Mode. Just a lot more people would be out and about because everybody would be able to get Conquest. I'm a nurse for a living. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay. So when you said, that's what Chicago said, dangers they make me almost need to do my job. Oh, okay. I feel ya. Those boys, after getting beat up by an Shaman, they're gonna need someone to nurse them back to health. We still need to do Gorobashi 5 fun ones. That will be really fun, Kaiser. We'll have to make a day for it on EU. We'll have to have an extra long stream, do our normal duels, I think, and then try Gorobashi. Because if I can be added to a group, and if you guys don't attack me, then I could do spectator stuff. And on EU, I'm a hunter, so I can use the, Eagle Vision. Which will work out really well. If we could somehow get put in the same instance as the Alliance group, though, that'd be fantastic. That'd be awesome. But Gorobashi 5v5 1v1. You know what? You could why make it 5v5? Make it like a 10v10 1v1. Gorobashi, everybody's around the ring, and it's a constant battle. And it's a constant battle to just see who can go the most amount of kills back to back. No pillars, no nothing. We're just gonna see how many people they can get through. I think that can actually be really fun. Just how many dudes can you go through back to back to back? No dampening, no nothing. And it's like, as soon as somebody on that team dies, next person jumps in. And you just have a leader tell who's going next. They can basically like choose who goes in. You can maybe line up and make like a line. And like just one person at a time can go. Not a 2v2, but a one at a time. Definitely Conquest Cap and Warrior. Yeah. I would love to get some Conquest on my ults too. Because I still want to do some PvP with Friend. I don't know if I want to do Rested Druid or Disc Priest. I think I decided I want to try Disc Priest with a Frost Mage, but I heard that Rested Druid is better with it too. I'm always good to Horde and Alley. Just hit me up on Disc and the channel. There we go, boys. There we go. You know what? They also need to add a way for you to get like other currencies from arena queues. Like remember how they had that currency that you could buy the corruptions with back in BFA? People would just do queues in arena at low MR or whatever MMR. Just randomly queue and help people get caps. Like they need to do something like that as well. Maybe like add a way for you to be able to guarantee earn renown or something. I don't think I would care about just dragging down with 0 rating. Yo, I mean some of these guys like helping, dude. I could phase everyone, got no big deal. Yo, crazy, if we could actually make it happen, dude, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. But what if they added like more conquest and honor into the open world? Like you turn on war mode, you still get the same resources, but you can get like honor and conquest. From like the big quest, where there's going to be a lot of people in the area, you can put conquest, so there's always world PvP. Of course, there'll be people with gear, people with no gear, but like as long as you can get the quest done, hey, you got conquest, you know what I mean? Make world PvP give you a bit of resources anyway, because hey, you can get it from RPGs, you can get it through arenas, but world PvP too, because you kind of used to get it back in the day as well. Except if I had like gear scaling and all that stuff, but also had corruption gear and all that, so there's really, you know, a whole nother beast. I think they should totally bring it back. I think it'd be awesome. What's your L Pals Oz? Oh yeah, you do. I think me and you, Chicago, we did something on PTR before, and you were on an H palette, weren't you? I think it was Atho as a red and you on H palette, wasn't it? I'm gonna carry that new conquest. There we go, boys. There we go, dudes. Hanging out with the boys. Because we got some really nice dudes in the community. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna call it here, boys. It's like 8 PM. I gotta get some food in me. I gotta get some video work done. I wanna go play a bit of Pathfinder 2. there's a lot of stuff I gotta do. Maybe Mass Effect with Quinn if she wants to do it. Also, me and Quinn probably need to do some time walking. I got a lot of stuff I gotta do, so we're actually gonna call it here. We had as many duels as we could over on the NA, boys. Next week, same stuff. Friday EU 5 to 7 p.m. East Coast. I think it's like 11 CEST, as well as NA. Saturday 5 to 7 p.m. East Coast. You guys are more than welcome to join the duels. But today we ran them a little bit an hour longer just to get as many games as we could. We had a DC, but you know what? We had a lot of back-to-back games. Ori, Chicago, Chill Pills, Skills. Boys, thank you for joining as a regular. Thank you for making the groups. I really do appreciate ya. Thank you guys. I appreciate all of you. I don't get on too late. I know you're Australia though, night. But next week, don't worry about it. Next week, just get your boys, get some friends, get everybody you know to join in next week so we can have back-to-back games, dudes, and we can go for a lot longer. Just get more dudes in you. Be like, yo, what's up? Full gear? Yeah. Everybody will have opportunity to get some gear. Try to get some gear before the next duel. It's probably going to be a lot easier to get in. But boys, thank you so much. You guys are wonderful, beautiful, super fun hanging out with all of you. It gets worse RL. I'm legit a giant to be a nerd. Those people love. You're a big old. You're the friendly giant too, dude. That's so perfect. You can make so many jokes with people, bro. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. There's a big boy with a big heart. You know what I mean? That's so cool, Tyler. Glad you had this stream today, man. Hope you got off. Yeah. So tomorrow is the day off for me. It's the Sunday, no stream. Monday we're coming back. Getting some alts up and running, whatever alts I need for the weekly, so we can open some fat boxes. But boys, thank you so much for joining. Thank you all so much for hanging out. If you enjoyed the stream, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell. It helps out because, well, it just helps. It helps tremendously, more than you guys know. But thank you all. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. See you guys all next stream Monday, boys. Have a good one. Hopefully we get some good 915 bits for the Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever, right? Alrighty. You guys have a good one. Love you all. Peace.
ghostly.